Welcome everybody to episode 15 of the Aim Down Sights podcast.
15.
We are joined by Nick Gennaro, and I got sold this week. Apologies from Retri. I put in the chat that he's sick of fuck you bullying him each week, so he decided to take a week off.
Just had to take some time off, man.
Yeah, he's taking some time. He needs a week. He needs a mental health day.
Playing trash games like X Defiant will do that to you. I told him to play it. He played it anyway, and now look at where we landed. Nobody wants that Nero, but here we are.
Well, it's Nero and I taking over the show this week, so we're gonna. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit.
Very unhinged.
But before we get into it, we've got the amazing guest. I got Soul. How are you? What have you been playing? Let us know what's up with you.
I am great. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited about being here. I just want to jump into what I've been playing. I have been sucked right back into Diablo 4. Yes. There's something about this new season that I really, really like. Yeah, man, I'm loving the game. I'm loving the tempering system that they have going now. I bricked a nice piece the other day, and I was like, I almost lost my stuff, man. But it's if you don't mind. Right now. Well, I finally, out of all 4 seasons,
same.
I've only played 2, to be honest, 2 and a quarter, right? And so I cracked 100 the other day, right? And I was like,
yes.
My first
100. I hit 100 for the first time too, man. Congrats, man. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. And so I'm running with the rogue, and typically I'm a Twisted Blades guy, and I said, man, you know what? Let me see what this Heartseeker is all about. So I kind of have a Heartseeker barrage thing going, and it's working out for me, man. I'm trying to get it together, man. I ran a couple of those pits today, real low level, but so I'm in Diablo, man. But like we were talking earlier, my backlog it's all backed up, man.
Yeah.
I went from Dragon's Dogma. Man, that was my first time jumping into that, so that is fire. I was just leveling up all the different classes. That's a nice little story, man. I'm loving that. I've been back and forth with Zao. Zao's another dope game that I really like. Yeah, man. And the story is like really, really pulling me in. The sights and sounds of Zao. I'm trying to go down that list, man, as I'm looking at that UI for the box, man. What else was I jumping in and out of? Prince of Persia.
Okay,
and jumping in and out of that, and then of course Starfield. I had to go back in. I had to see what the some of these mods were talking about. That Batman mod is kind of foolish. I'm loving it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving the Batman mod. So I really want to see what these Star Wars mods are talking about. That's what I really want to get into. Some of that. And so man, I have about 5 or 6 in Hellblade. I just got past the initial part where you've got that rush of about 5 or 6 different enemies. After you beat one, one comes in, the flame guy shooting at you.
Flame guy,
yeah. So I've been taking my time with that. I mean, we are
not to cut you off, not to get off track.
No,
that moment you're talking about,
yeah,
Ellie would never survive that. Aloy would never survive that. They would never survive that. They would never survive that moment.
Just up on your mic a bit more, Nero. You're sounding a little bit quiet at the moment.
No, I don't think she's cut from that same kind of cloth. You know what I mean? And you know what's so crazy about this, man? And I wasn't even gonna get into all of this kind of slander, but I played Zero Dawn, and I dug it, right?
Yeah.
And as much as I didn't want to admit, oh my gosh, she is not the most exciting or interesting character. And the whole game, the playthrough, I really wanted, to enjoy her as a character, because when you think about it, at least for me, the only other character that I can say that I really fell in with, female character, somebody that I didn't create my own, was the new Lara Croft. I really dug that trilogy. I loved it. I just liked her story. I liked how they wrote her character. She was feminine, but she wasn't. It was like, she'll take that pickaxe to your throat. and I like that.
And like you
But
get
then,
to experience the first person she kills, and like you're on that journey with her, and you're seeing the
right,
struggle that
Yeah.
she's going through. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So the writing was just better. Now,
Yep.
Horizon is a beautiful game. Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful game.
Beautiful
The
and
gameplay
boring.
mechanics, but it was boring. So, but I picked up 2, right?
Yeah.
And I get into it, and it was having a lot of issues at launch. And I don't know if that was, y'all correct me where my timing is off, but something big came in, and I
Elden
was like,
Ring.
I'm out.
Elden Ring.
I was gonna say it
Elden
had
Ring.
to be.
Elden
Oh,
Ring fucking destroyed
Elden
that game.
Yeah.
and it was Elden Ring because what was it?
Next gen game, something that's actually fun to play. You know,
Because the first game got hit by, was it Zelda?
Zelda. It was Zelda. wasn't it?
Zelda.
Yeah, it was Zelda.
The first game got hit by Zelda, right? And
Yep,
so, I threw it to the side because I was like, you know what? It's kind of jank. I jumped into Elden Ring, and that was foolish in itself or whatnot, man. So that's like where I am and what I'm playing right now. I'm kind of all over the place. I play a little bit. I jump in. I jump out. It's got to really
Yes,
hold
sir.
my attention for me to stay the course. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely understand that. I definitely understand that. Nero, we'll jump to you next. What have you been up to? What have you been playing? And then we'll hit that super chat. Yeah.
Definitely. I've been playing a lot of things as usual. You guys know how I do, man. I jump from everything. So I'm gonna just go through the recent games in my Xbox play list because like I said, I jump around a lot. So I've been playing Mortal Kombat 1. It's aim down sights, but we do a little bit of everything around here. You know what I mean? I'll put these hands on them. I'll do it to you now. All right. So I've been playing that, trying to sharpen up and get better. Practice makes perfect, sparring people online. I'm gonna jump into a little bit of rank. I've been playing Forza Motorsport. I got 2 tours to wrap up from the main tours. So been playing a bit of that. Extremely just a beautiful, true next generation racer. A true next generation on the track, ray tracing on the cars on the track. It's just true next gen games. It's all we get from Xbox. Now, speaking of next gen, we gotta talk about the next gen shooters.
Here we go. You starting early.
I've been playing the finals. The finals is like that. All you people out there playing X Defiant, you should be ashamed of yourselves. You should be playing the finals. That should have a way larger play base than it do. Unreal Engine 5 shooter, 4K, beautiful, old school Battlefield destruction. What more do people want from a shooter nowadays, man? It's just some people just appreciate greatness until Call of Duty, the best shooter on the market, owned by Xbox along with Overwatch and Halo. We just own it all over here, so yeah. But I've been playing a little bit of that, man. Been playing Multiverses. That's ass. That's trash. I'm sorry. I mean, I like it, but how is the game worse than what it was in the beta? So really, I'm probably gonna do an angry review about that for the channel. So make sure y'all check out the reviews we do here on the channel as well.
Yes.
And last thing I'm gonna say, Still Wakes the Deep. I just
reviewed that
for the channel. It's no spoilers in the review. Go check that out. Great game. I absolutely loved it. That was one of my most anticipated games of the year. Now I can't remember exactly what showcase it was shown at last year. I don't know if it was the Xbox showcase. It was shown at one of them summer showcases last year. Maybe Gamescom, maybe Summer Games Fest. It was somewhere.
I can't remember. Yeah.
But that's an Unreal Engine game. I played that. Very good game. I highly recommend it. But that's been about all for me, man. Just jumping around between a lot of stuff, What about you, Panda? What you been playing?
Do you know Quick Resume is like my favorite thing in the world, right? I have jumped back into a little bit of Hellblade 2, like yourself. Soul, yeah. And I have, where have I gotten to? I think I'm about the same bit you are. But I have purposely not been playing that game because I was like, if I sit there and play it non-stop, it's just going to be gone, and I want to kind of drag it out a little bit. But also, every time I go to play it, I've had an edible, and this audio and like the voices, and I'm like, all right, I need to play a fun game like Hypercharged, and I'll be sorted. I started playing, what is it, Tale of Two Brothers?
Great game.
Yeah, because that's on Game Pass. That's the original version, right? Not the remastered.
And it held up pretty good. Yeah,
it's held up pretty good. So I've started playing that.
Pretty good.
I'm enjoying that. I'm not very far in. There. What else I've been playing? I've been just jumping into different things. Like I've got back into Octopath Traveler, and I hadn't really spent much time in that game because I got distracted by something else. And so, yeah, I've just been kind of just playing a array of different games.
Over
like
on
I was
Xbox,
doing some.
we do that. You know, we have so many games.
Variety,
so
baby.
many games over here.
I was even
Variety,
playing
flavors,
some,
whatever you want, you got it.
COD
It's
campaign.
it's kind of like Baskin Robbins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got way more than 31.
Yeah. Like, we got more than 31 studios alone. Let's not talk about games. You know?
But for those who are just joining us, thank you, chat. Welcome to episode 15 of the Gamers of Aim Down Sights podcast. Oh my god, I can't even. I'm not used to doing it, guys. But for those asking where Retri is, he's taken a week off this week. Some stuff happening in his life, and so it's the Nero and Panda show today, and we are going to make you wish Retri was here.
Let me say
him back.
Let me say something to Retri, man. I miss you, brother. We very do miss you. I don't want to put his business out there, what's going on, but I'll give a little bit of a hint. He's been playing X-Defiant and Fortnite lately. And it's just I told him not to play X-Defiant.
Yeah.
I told him what it will do to you. It will knock you down. It will knock that game. Nobody should be playing a trash ass game like that. Okay, I'm not gonna get too much on it. But now, shout out to Retri, man. We miss you.
You've given him a week ban from the show because he played X-Defiant.
Yeah.
You're time out, Rich.
Yeah, time out, man. Get him out of here, yo. We aim down sites, but we don't aim down shitty sites, and that is it. I'm sorry. Everybody that like X-Defiant, I'm just joshing around, man. I heard they added Team Deathmatch yesterday, Panda. So maybe I'll download it again and give it another try. I don't know. I don't know. I doubt it, but we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. All right. Very quickly, we've got Adidas 20 with the $10. I'm here. Everyone hit that like button. Hit that bot button. Sorry, bot button. There we go. Yep.
Yes,
thank you for the $10.
Shout out. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you.
Adidas always out here showing love, man. Every week, man. He's a real one, man. Everybody that's in here, a real one. We appreciate you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, are we ready to get into some topics? I don't think there's really anything else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Okay.
Let's get
it. This first topic broke my heart. And I don't see the media talking about it enough, but I'm gonna let Panda introduce us. I got things to say.
Okay. All right. Well, as you are aware, like everyone hates Xbox apparently still, and everything Xbox does is looked over with a fine microscope. But PlayStation does some things, and it just goes under the radar. And this week we heard that Firesprite was affected, like every other team or several other teams at SIE and PlayStation, with redundancies. So that was announced. They had redundancies earlier in the year in February. And so they put a post out up on Twitter. And I'm not as fancy as Retri. I haven't been able to do the Twitter thing for this. But they said these past few months have been an incredibly challenging period for our studio. Whilst we underwent a difficult and lengthy consultation process during this time, we have been focused on providing support to all those affected amidst these demanding circumstances. As the consultation period now draws to a close, we would like to extend our deepest gratitudes to all of the incredible and talented colleagues who will always remain a part of our story. We face the future with resilience and determination, united in our vision to deliver unforgettable gaming experiences to our players. And if you're not familiar with Firesprite, they did Horizon Call of the Mountain, the VR title. They've done Persistence and The Playroom, and
Panda, you mentioned what they did with VR. Sony is pretty much giving up on VR.
Yep, they have.
I don't know if anybody's seen that earlier this week. Breaking news. Sony is giving up on VR. But as far as these layoffs, geez, man, it broke me down to my heart and my knees. It broke my soul. When Tango happened, I was hurt. I was hurt. I kept that energy. I came on here and I was hurt. I said it's business at the end of the day. Business happens. You know what I mean? Hi-Fi was a great game, but It flopped. I'm sorry that you guys don't appreciate great games, PlayStation and Xbox fans, because the game didn't sell well on PlayStation either, even though they support the guy. They support the devs, is what I was told. But it flopped over
Exactly.
there. They won our Sea of Thieves. They won our Halos. That's why Sea of Thieves was the best-selling game last month. But
Well,
let me get back to topic. It broke my heart when I seen them devs put that tweet out, Fire Sprite, whatever they name. When they put that out, my heart goes out to them. Sony, you should be a damn shame of yourselves. Every month, you guys, you ponies and you pony media, you guys celebrate sale charts. You celebrate millions and millions of PS5 selling in Japan and everywhere, right? But you're still getting hit with layoffs. Just like it's almost as if it's an entire industry thing, you know?
no, you don't say. Not the industry.
Yep.
Not the
Somebody
industry.
said they can't hear me. Can y'all hear me well? Or
I can hear you just fine.
I can hear you coming through, so I'm not sure
Okay.
why.
Who can't hear over there?
somebody said they can't hear me.
Yeah.
Hey, chat, let me know if y'all can hear me, man.
You're coming through on my end. Maybe I just.
Yeah. I can hear you loud and clear, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, even FarQ said it's low. I'm not sure what's
Nero's volume is low. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know how to. I've got you all the way turned up.
Yeah,
Play around with your gain again. Try that. In the meantime, Sol, what are your thoughts on this announcement around they're also impacted by these layoffs? Were you surprised at all, or just kind of part of what's been going on in the industry as a whole? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what's been going on. I'm really not surprised. Whether it's Fire Sprite, it could have been Insomniac. It really didn't matter because things are. It's kind of a rough patch right now in the industry, and I almost really don't think it matters too much of exactly how much your game is selling because when you think about it, Tango, they put out some decent games. Hi-Fi did very well on the Xbox side. They didn't do well over their PlayStation at all, as far as folks playing the engagement part. But it didn't sell. But there's quite a few games that aren't going to sell, and I think that's one thing that Xbox is doing, Microsoft is doing right now. I think they already kind of have an idea of what's going to sell, what's hitting targets. I believe early last year, somewhere in the middle of the year, you remember Jeff Grubb, didn't he report that Hi-Fi wasn't doing as well as they liked it, that they projected, and then they kind of came out and they were like, no, it's okay, it's good, and then next thing you know, Tango's gone. But
all right,
but they also
can we do a mic check real quick just to see if that's fixed?
You do sound louder.
You are louder now.
Yeah, you're louder. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Just typical Sony, Mark Cerny and them trying to disrupt the stream. You see what they got going on?
Is that what it is?
You see what they got? Every time I start speaking facts, every time I speak facts, this is
mute
some technical difficulty.
Mute him. just unplug his audio without him knowing.
It's that SSD. It's that SSD every time, babe.
They hating, man.
Yeah,
we back, man.
Yeah, we back.
Because I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, because I was saying something really important, and it was near dear to my heart.
No, get back in there. Get back in there, man, because I was just talking, filling in space.
Thank you, brother, and I appreciate that, man. You guys, I like you, brother. We talked a bit before the stream started. This is a good brother right here, man. I'm happy you locked in, That's what we about, the community. But listen,
the community.
Like I was saying, broke my heart, man. When Fire Sprite put that out there, it broke my heart, the news seeing that PSVR 2 is pretty much everything but canceled and discontinued at this point. Mm-hmm. They got about 2 titles in the works. 2 titles, no roadmap. They have no roadmap for the VR, and they have no roadmap for the actual hardware games. It's embarrassing.
I mean,
it's embarrassing, man.
If you saw the thumbnail of the show, only one has a roadmap, so only one can rule them all. Yeah.
One, now I'll say this though, now, not really to be slanderous or whatnot, but let me tell you how I really feel about it. First of all, let me say this though. You don't want anybody to lose their job or have to transfer over and have to get acclimated because, let me just say it like this. That shit sucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
I ventured out about a year or so ago into something new territory, and give about 6 months or so, they overhired. Yeah,
Yeah.
in and out. Just when I was hitting a stride. So I understand. It's because you're over here thinking like, man, I gotta make sure these bills gotta get paid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Man, it's the summertime. Look here,
Yeah.
these bills gotta get paid, baby, and it's the summertime in Texas.
Oh yeah.
Your electricity bill is about to be through the roof. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? So, I'm scrambling, how to keep it together, make sure wifey is good, everything is right. So I understand completely of how
Yeah.
people are feeling right now with that, you know. But I will say this though. Now, when it comes to just fanboy, botting, or console worn, or whatever you want to say, you see this right here? You see this? You see
Yes,
this right
sir.
here?
Yes, sir.
I can give two of these. I can I can give
Yeah.
two of those right there. You know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like, you know what? Hey, they weren't hitting their mark, and they had to make a decision. And I understand these are business
It's a
decisions.
business.
Yeah,
Yep.
these are business decisions. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if it's Sony, if it's Tencent. It doesn't matter if it's Xbox.
Listen,
Everybody's up in arms about
I
these
didn't hear
decisions.
people. I didn't see people this outraged when so many small businesses closed down due to COVID, and until this day, a lot of businesses didn't recover. I know a thing or two about being laid off, whether it was from COVID or whether it was from overstaffing, whatever the case might be. It sucks. It happens to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad when it happened to everybody, but I'm not gonna stay up stressing because Tango got shut down or Studio got shut down. The entire world is dealing with a recession, especially us in America. The gaming is in such a weird spot because, in my opinion, the gaming industry is healthy right now. I don't care what anybody
Mhm.
say. Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation is healthy. Everybody should be happy for that, right? But at the same time, just like any industry, even the healthiest of the healthiest industries still have to make those tough decisions. Like, Soul said, it's a business at the end of the day. People is gonna get fired, people is gonna get laid off, people is gonna get moved around. But my only thing is this: when it's Microsoft doing it, you got your Alana Pierces of the world, her specifically. Everybody and their mother want to be
Talk to
so
him.
loud and scream from the rooftops, like they're so
Talk to
heartbroken
him.
and like they're so sad, right? Even though these very same people shit on these Xbox games when they come out, want to see them fail, don't want to see them do good. But then when the studio gets shut down, everybody want to cry, everybody want to be sad. But when Sony is doing it, if anybody should be mad, Insomniac people should be mad. Like all you IGN, the corrupted media, all you people, be upset. Because even though Spider-Man and Insomniac has been literally carrying PlayStation all generation, even they got hit with layoffs.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 6 is about to be the biggest game in history, the biggest piece of
Definitely
media,
layoff.
period, in history. And they have had layoffs. It happens everywhere. But I hope that those people from Fire Sprite land on their feet. Me personally, I don't give a damn about VR. I'm sorry. I would much rather Sony invest that money into a legit, really good handheld. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Not the BS Portal they put out. And I hope they realize that, but maybe it's too late. Microsoft is smart. That's why they're going full steam ahead with a handheld ourselves. So, hey, I hope they land on their feet, man. It's sad that Sony get away with just laying people off like this and it gets swept under the rug. You don't hear anybody really talking about it. But that is why we are here to highlight Fire Sprite. We got your back.
There
I
you
hope you
go.
guys
There you
land
go.
on your feet. It will be
Yeah,
spoken
yeah.
about over here.
Man, and it's funny because the same media pundits, I'll say,
Mm-hmm.
they're like you say, man, we all know they're really extremely loud when it comes to Xbox.
They
When
are.
it comes to certain things like this with PlayStation, it's like a pin drop. You can't even hear them. No noise, no articles, no
Mm-hmm.
tweets,
Nothing.
and it's just very disingenuous. And you know, the fact that people still feed into what they're putting out is amazing to me because, you know, I don't even, if I see something coming from one of those guys via X or whatever it is, I just kind of skip past it. I like to see what they're talking about, but I already know it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
something that's just, is where they're
Yeah.
doing the most. I'll put it like that. And so, you just kind of get used to these guys doing what they do, kind of like Schreier. with his last tweet about E3, Nintendo saving the day. I mean, I know we're gonna
Come
talk
on,
about
man.
Nintendo
Come
and
on,
everything
man.
else.
Come
Man.
on, man.
But come on,
Look,
man.
don't get me started, please.
First
I'm
of
gonna
all,
be quiet.
there is no E3.
There is no E3. You're 100% correct.
It's only X3. It's
Shout
only
it from the
X3.
rooftop. Don't whisper it. Shout it from the rooftop.
It's only
I'm just saying
X3
because some people can't hear.
Yo.
So there has to be an event for somebody to win.
Mm-hmm. That was no damn event. What was that?
It was no damn event.
I barely caught it.
You know, it is what it is, man. I went back and I watched it. I mean, it was cool. I mean, we'll get to it, and it's only really one thing that had me saying I'm interested. But other than that, and I'm a Nintendo guy from day one. I buy every Nintendo console. I have.
You're a little bit further than me. The only one I'm missing is the GameCube and a 64. Other than that, I've got all the rest of the Nintendo.
I want to say I love that. I love that you two people are like Nintendo players, because people will be saying Aim Down Sights is an Xbox show. You know, they don't know what they're talking about. Listen, I'm the only Xbot around here. You keep pandering, you keep soul name out your goddamn mouths. They play that shitty ass console, that Nintendo piece of shit. Look, I'm here for the Switch too.
Hey,
for the Switch, you know I'm sorry. I like Nintendo. I fool with Nintendo. Listen, Nintendo is
the
cool
portability factor, and you know you're gonna get a Xbox handheld when it comes back, when it comes out.
Yeah. But I might get both though, because I feel like Xbox and Nintendo is all I need. They're the only two fucking gaming companies of the big three that's putting out consistent games, good hardware. They're being, you know, they having shows and little knick-knack patty. You know, we doing our thing over here. Right, Sony is quiet. Sony is skipping showcases. They're skipping Gamescom for like, what is this? How many years in a row is this now?
4 or 5.
4 or 5 years in a row. That's embarrassing, man. But hey, those sale charts though. Those sale charts. Hey, that PlayStation 5 selling good, man. As a consumer, I don't understand how the console selling good affects me. I don't understand that.
It's selling well enough. Like, I was just surprised that, like, almost half of their PS4 generation hasn't shifted over to the PS5, and I think it is a cost factor. And I know we're talking about business as a whole around Firesprite and like even like Grand Theft Auto, Insomniac. When those games launch, any of the contractors that they had in for like limited time to like get that polish in and finish that game so it delivers on time, they're all going to lose their jobs and have to go work somewhere else. And it's just what happens in the industry. The fact that PlayStation had, was it Hiroki Totoki come in and like, come in and like look at what everyone was doing and realize that they could be more efficient, and that meant also looking at the employees that they have on staff and go, do we need this? Do we need that? Can we cut costs here? Can we cut costs here? Because they are a business at the end of the day.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
The fact is, they need to make sure that they're sustainable and that they're going to be here into the PS6 generation. That's their aim, and that they can deliver games. At the moment, they can't compete at the same level Xbox can because they have a smaller wallet, so they have to do this. We can tell based on money hatting of games that is what they're going to do, because they don't have the first party games ready, because they cancelled oh my god, Factions, and so
games, yes.
that studio was not ready to deliver a first party title anytime soon. So that's more money invested into them putting that game aside and delivering whatever they deliver next. Aren't they working on like a space game or something? I feel like they are. Hashtag no PS6.
Listen,
fair enough.
But at the end of the day, I not to cut you off. Me personally, I don't want to speak for the whole panel. I just want to speak for Next Gen Era right now. Right? I just want to speak for me. Me personally, I was a Jim Ryan guy. I was pro Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan was a great leader.
Here is our logo. You were pro. Here is our logo reveal.
Listen, no. Jim Ryan, okay. Everybody miss here and there, but listen, Jim Ryan tried to demand better from those same fucking studios that got their games canceled and stuff. He tried to tell Insomniac, he tried to tell Santa Monica, he tried to tell Naughty Dog, hey, look, all this taking 8 to 9 to 7 to 6 years, $300 million budgets, cinematic games that will be beaten and played for exactly one weekend.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 dropped on a Friday. People had that platinum by Sunday after church.
Yeah.
You didn't even play during church because you was at church, but somehow you came home, cut on the PlayStation, and the platinum popped. It makes no sense, man. So your games, nobody is playing your games. That's why they got the little Concord and the shit like that. They need people to stay on there. That's why the only people that play PlayStation that stay on there is playing shit like Call of Duty, 2K, Fortnite, Apex, the free-to-play games. Nobody that really plays PlayStation every day is hopping on PlayStation to play a first-party PlayStation game. And that's the problem. And Sony knows that. That's the problem. People, you can say what you want about Xbox. When people hop on Xbox, I guarantee you, Call of Duty, that's first party. Diablo, that's first party. Halo, Forza, all these first party games that can be played for literally, I'm sorry, you can play those games for the next 5, 6, 10 years. Like literally Overwatch, all these games that you can play every day. Yeah. PlayStation don't have that. And Jim Ryan tried to correct that. And what did he do? He got fired. That's messed up, man. Like people want to talk about people losing their, I wouldn't say he got fired. They say he stepped down, but that's just him trying to save face for Sony. You know what I'm saying? They fired that man, yo. Bungie walking around. They were
worried at the direction PlayStation was going, so they came in and were like, we want to play cleanup. And that's where Jim Ryan was like, all right, man. I'm out.
Hey, nah, but to be fair, he didn't get fired. He left. That's why another reason I like Jim Ryan. Get out before the fire really spreads. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Green Goblin, man. He sold all his shares and he got out of there. He's smart. Hey, he's a runner, he's a track star, but he's a smart man. I was pro Jim Ryan because he was demanding better. Something that PlayStation fans do not do. The media do not do. Nobody demand PlayStation to put out a game that has a great single player campaign and a great multiplayer campaign. You can say what you want about 343. They can
right?
do it.
Because they were on top, right? And so when you're on top and you don't feel like there's competition, you don't innovate, you don't challenge yourself. And so competition is king. And that's why it annoys me when people are going Microsoft after a monopoly and all of this stuff.
Right,
it's like Microsoft, we only have what we have here because they were forced to compete. They were forced to figure out a way to combat PlayStation money having games. And what do they do? They buy Bethesda.
Black Myth right now. You know, is it a way to pull up the tweet that we was gonna bring up from?
I would have to work around it in the background.
Okay, never mind. Like I'm gonna sum it up because King David. Okay, no, you're good. If King, if you listened to the podcast last week, if you haven't, we had King David on, legendary. We appreciate you, brother. But he made a point that he talked to some Xbox execs, and he said, "Yo, what's up with Black Myth not coming to Xbox?" You know what I'm saying? Like, is it Little Man? Is it the Series S?
Do you want me to play the audio clip?
If that's possible, that'd be awesome.
All right, let's see if this works.
Let's see how it's sound. I got you.
Works. Let me know if you can hear the audio and if I need to adjust it.
Got you.
Right, so she's like, "Yo, let's take a picture." Like,
can you hear the audio?
I hear him fine.
Yeah, I can hear him.
I'm like, "Yo, all right, now I got to give you the hard question.
Oh, sorry.
Why don't we have Black Myth Wukong on launch?"
Oh, okay.
What's up?
Great question, King. I love that you did that.
Really it's nothing else. Like, but what's up with that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, is it Little Man? What's up? No, it's not. No, it's not Little Man. Just some business stuff.
Yeah.
And okay, so a lot of times when people tell you business stuff, it's
I knew it.
We have third-party deals that's launching inside Game Pass, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
And these guys probably bid for the game, got the 90 days, got the 60 days, or whatever, how many days.
Panda, you can stop it right
like
there.
Giving up any money to get something.
We don't want to give y'all too much. We don't want to. If you want to hear the full clip of the facts that was spoken last week, it's on the channel. Go back, drop a like, listen. But now we're right here in the here and now. You heard what that man said. Right now, all these other fake insiders, when anybody else say anything, you guys want to run with it as facts. I'm gonna side with my man King David. I believe everything he said last week. I do believe it's not a Series S problem. Even with Baldur's Gate, that bullshit that they did, it's not a Series S problem. And if it is a Series S problem, it's because you're not utilizing the tools in the Series S. It's an optimization problem. It's a laziness problem. But this right here has nothing to do with hardware. This was a pure money and greed thing from Sony. And I got to salute them. After the showcase, do what the fuck you got to do. You've been doing this. It's been exposed in the court. It's in court documents that Sony does this. This is not no Xbox bot making stuff up. This isn't any of that. This is facts. It's proven. It's in It's in documents. You understand what I'm saying? So kudos. Me personally, I'm still excited for Black Myth Wukong. I will not be supporting it day one. I don't give a fuck if it go on sale for $5. Then I'll buy it. But I'm not giving you the full price because that's lame. You understand what I'm saying? Like Sony want to do a last minute. They could have been did this. You know what I'm saying? You could have announced this before. You announced it literally months before it come out. Like, oh, it's not coming to Xbox.
Oh, I mean, Stellar Blade
Like-
was announced to be coming to Xbox and then became a
that too.
PlayStation exclusive. So it
But you know, when you think about Stellar Blade, I mean, hey,
was Project
And what's
Eve
up,
at the
Dirk
time. I
Diggity?
think?
What's up,
look,
brother?
look at what it is. Look at what it became. I mean, so Xbox, they might have dodged a bullet
Yeah.
as far as, you know, go ahead and put some
True,
money down
true.
on that one, man. I mean, you know, so I'm kind of glad they didn't put that one on layaway. Now,
Yeah.
this one here, you know, it looks really good, man. It looks exciting. I think it's kind of, you know, wetting everybody's whistle. But this is what Sony does. They're notorious for this. We shouldn't expect anything else. But just think about it like this.
Doesn't
They
surprise
don't
me
have-
one bit.
It doesn't surprise me. They
No.
don't have
Mhm.
anything else going.
Nothing.
They spend so much money now, and they've done it
Nothing.
before, but they spend so much money keeping these games off of Xbox. Where is the money for factions?
Yes. That's what
Mhm.
Ken was
Where
talking
is the
about.
money for
Yeah.
Fire Sprite? Even though I could give
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
two
Yep.
shits.
Two
You know what I'm
shits.
saying?
Yeah.
Where's the money for these first party games? Where's the money
Preach.
for the roadmap? They're spending all this money. Matter of fact, Booty, didn't he say we're gonna spend them out of business?
Yeah.
Mhm. He said we could. He said we could.
This is part of the plan.
Sony is
They're
spending
making
themselves out
them
of business.
spend so much money. They're gonna spend
Mhm.
themselves out of business.
Exactly.
Boots
Yep.
on neck. No PS6.
Mhm.
You know what? The man is 98% right, and I have to say myself, you know, I was watching that episode and I was right there with him. Salute you,
Mhm.
King. But my thing is, Sony is playing right into the hands of Microsoft. Now they're gonna
Definitely.
they're not dead by any means. They have, you know, some things that we just don't know about. Wolverine, when it comes out, well, it's already kind of out.
That shit
right?
look horrible,
But when
by
it
the
come
way.
out, it's gonna do well simply because. But just think about it.
Mhm.
Spider-Man, that game costs more than every single Spider-Man movie, not combined, but
Yes.
it costs more than every single movie except for the last one.
While not being better than any of the movies. It's definitely not better than
And
the
it
OG
wasn't
Tobey
even
trilogy.
better.
Not at
So
all.
they have to pay all these licensing fees.
Hashtag not my
barely-
Spider-Man.
They're barely breaking even. Say, man, they don't have the money to spend. They don't have the money to burn on these smaller projects. That's
Mhm.
probably why they didn't have the money to make that deal go through. And instead,
They bought a cinema.
they bought a cinema.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, you got to look at these things in totality. And, you know, Sony, you know, Microsoft, if they wanted to go ahead and open up those books,
They could.
yeah, they can money,
Look,
they
look,
can
look,
money
see,
had everything.
Let me tag team in right there, right? Because this is what I love, right? And you tell me as a consumer, I don't care if you're the most diehard PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox fan. Let's look at it from a dev perspective and a gaming perspective combined, right? Would you rather, your company give money to a third party developer to keep their game off of other platforms that it's already been announced for? This is not pre the public knowing about it going places. This is after. This is post. So would you rather your company do that, spend money, keep the games off other platforms, potentially, you know, harm sales because now it might be diehard people like me that don't want to buy your game day one because you're saying screw me and screw where I choose to play. You're trying to pretty much force me into wanting to do what they want me to do, which is Sony. So would you rather your company do that or would you rather your company do this? B, right? Give money to developers to put their games in Game Pass. We're not saying you still get your console sales. Now we as consumers get to play your game in Game Pass, very affordable, and your game get to go everywhere else, get to go to every other platform. It's not harming anybody. Which one would you rather choose as a consumer? Like, be realistic. I'd rather go to a place where they spend money to make sure I play games while not harming and taking stuff from other people.
Where they respect your time.
Where they
and the money
respect your
you've already
time and they
spent.
respect your dollar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Sony is over here. Why don't Sony instead of trying to get money to keep the game off of Xbox, Why don't you spend money to get the game to drop in the PS Now or Plus, whatever this fuck that shit is?
Yeah.
Why not do that?
That would have been a smarter deal.
That part right there. Because let me tell you something.
Because they don't care about the consumer. That's why they didn't do that. That
like
would actually benefit the consumer. So
COD launching day one on Game Pass versus paying $70 on PlayStation would have been the same with Black Myth Wukong launching day one, where you get it through PlayStation Plus and you have to pay full price on Xbox.
Exactly.
Like, no brainer. If you're on PlayStation, you would go for that deal, right?
But see, Panda, that's pro-consumer. That's pro-consumer. PlayStation don't want to do anything that's pro-consumer. If they was to do that, that's helping your consumers and making them. That's benefiting the consumers. That same money they spent to keep the game off of Xbox, they could have spent that to put it in their subscriptions. Even the higher subscription, you could have gate-kept it behind a higher subscription cost that you have, right? Because they subscriptions are already more than Game Pass, which is wild. But
I loved what King said last week when he was talking about the fact that they're betting against themselves. Like, yes, they gave that money to the dev to go, can we, assume launch same day and date as PC or something, and can we, and then the dev obviously probably went to Xbox and said, hey, do you want to bet in on this or something like that? And Xbox was like, nah, we're good. We've got all these games coming to Game Pass. We don't need to spend that money. The game's coming to our system anyway. So we're fine. We can put that money somewhere else. And it's just interesting to see, like, PlayStation has a history of doing this, but right now Xbox is not playing PlayStation's game and PlayStation is playing it against themselves. So they're spending money that they don't need to spend because the game was coming to their system already.
Right?
It was already coming to the PlayStation. Why spend extra money?
And that's desperation. That's the funniest thing, right, Panda? It's desperation because this is a last minute thing. This is something that just happened over the last couple months, guys.
It is.
For all we know, this could have actually got signed after the Xbox showcase. They could have panicked and called them right away and said, yo. Fuck that,
now.
Yo, what do y'all want? Yo, take whatever. Just keep it off of Xbox. Don't put it over there, man. So, it reeks of desperation. It reeks of confusion. It reeks of, it's kind of like a middle finger to fans. Even PlayStation, right? Even if I'm a PlayStation fanboy, me personally, I would be mad because I would be like, why are you spending more money to keep this game off of Xbox when it's already announced there? But you're still laying off people, right? You're still closing studios. You're not supporting PSVR. The money you spent to keep Stellar Blade, Rise of Ronin, and what's the game we're talking? The Black Myth. Those 3 games, right?
Right.
The money you spent to keep those 3 games, just those 3 games off of off of Xbox. We're not even gonna talk about Final Fantasy and all that other shit. We're just talking about those 3 games. 3 games that can be considered mid in my eyes. I'm gonna be honest. They're not no Fable. They're not no Hellblade, and they're damn sure not no Starfield. So you're not hurting somebody like me from keeping it over there.
You look at sorry, go.
I'm sorry. No, I was just gonna say those 3 games, the money you spent on those 3 games, you could have put that into a budget to put out another PSVR 2 game. Like, as a consumer and as a fan of PlayStation, spend that money that you're doing anti-consumer shit that you already got exposed for this shit in court, right? Yeah. You keep doing this. Right? How is me as a PlayStation consumer benefiting? Because what? It's already been announced for Xbox. It's been announced. The same thing with Stellar Blade. So it's like, what the fuck are we doing here? As a PlayStation consumer, how could you not speak out against this? How could you just be happy? Yes, it's not going to Xbox. Motherfucker, it was announced for Xbox already. So they're just spending money that they could be putting into keeping these developers that's being fired, left and right. Like, shout out Firesprite, that sad tweet they put out. Them, Insomniac layoffs, PSVR 2 having no roadmap, PlayStation period having no roadmap, you skipping Gamescom. You can put that money into supporting indie devs. You know what? PlayStation have no fucking identity. Xbox and Game Pass have an identity of everything. You got indies in there, you got everything. Like, PlayStation, what are we doing here? It's ridiculous. I can't blame Blacksmith. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe they went to Xbox and was like, yo, listen, Sony is offering us 100 million or 50 million or something, to keep this game from over here. If you double that, we'll say no. PlayStation, as an Xbox, for me, it makes sense. People is mad, right? People is mad like Xbox. Oh, you should have outspent them. No. After that Xbox showcase, Black Myth, you look cool, but I don't give a fuck. I'll play that shit when I play it, right? Because Xbox is supplying me with so many games, first-party games, third-party games, so much content in Game Pass where it's like, okay, a game is skipping my platform for 3-4 months because Sony want to spend more money, cool. I get the game when I get it. Same thing with Final Fantasy when it comes. Same shit with Baldur's Gate 3. That turned me off from Baldur's Gate 3. To this day, I didn't get Baldur's Gate 3. I get it when I get it. You know what I'm saying? You want to treat me like a second-class citizen, a second-class consumer, but fuck you. I'm going to treat your product like a second-class product. I'm gonna get it whenever I get it. And Game Pass makes that extremely easy. So, I'm sorry. I don't mean to go on a rant, but Sony is just...
Did you want to add
somebody got to speak against
it? But Huggy just said in the chat, PS has taught their fan base that they need to bend over and take it. Many of them actually cap for it. Well, now they don't even have any games. Good luck living out the Jim Ryan era of PlayStation. Facts, Huggy. Facts.
Exactly.
Shout out my brother Hargeet, man. Shout out my brother Hargeet.
Yeah. You know, I'm
real solid brother.
Come in through the chat. I see Dirk Griggity is in there. Hargeet.
Welcome.
I see old Doodoo Jenkins has made an arrival. Boy, say man, Dirk, look here, man. If you still in here, you need to do something with that character, man. I love it. You need to do something with that, man. Absolutely love it, man. Let me piggyback on what you were saying, man. As far as this stuff with PlayStation, you know, here's the thing. I have always had all the consoles. Not a PC guy. Maybe one day I'll dibble and dabble, right?
Same.
I've always had all the consoles for the most part. I might skip a generation here and there, but I'll tell you what. 2 consoles that I've never skipped: Nintendo and Xbox.
I would agree with you there.
So, let me just start by saying that. As of late, they've had pretty much copy-paste. I think we all know that. You don't even have to search your heart of hearts for that. It's copy-paste. It's gotten rather mundane. They're pretty to look at, you know, but not much substance, you know. And so right now, the PlayStation is just collecting dust. It's like collecting serious dust. It's a heavy-ass paperweight. You know, It's one of those things where my daughter, she's like, Daddy, I don't even see you playing it anymore. I'm like, well, there's really not much to pay. I'm like, I got Game Pass. Game Pass is so prevalent in this house. She's on Game Pass playing all kinds of different little games that I wouldn't even think about playing, you know, and she's loving it, you know.
That's beautiful.
We have that option for her. We have that option, which is awesome for her, man. You know, that she can go in, and I'm gonna let you ask that question, where she can go in and she can venture and try all these different games that she would not normally even try to play. And the thing is, she's been playing a lot of these puzzle platformers, whatever you want to say, something that actually stimulates the brain a little bit more than, let's say, a COD or Fortnite. She won't even Fortnite. She was sitting here playing Unpacking.
Nice. I fucking love that game. I
love that game. Yo.
Can I tell you,
my ADHD is like, yes.
I'm going back and forth, right? The last couple of days, I'm going back and forth from the bedroom. I'm cleaning up and I'm doing all kind of stuff, going through the family room, and she's just sitting there playing, and the music is just doom 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 doom. It's so smooth and relaxing, and some of them almost had like a little bit of a bop. It had me looking. I'm like, is this Unpacking? She's like, yeah, it's Unpacking. I said, well, how do you like it? She said, I love it. I said, well, do you understand it? Yeah, I'm just unpacking these different rooms. And that's it. And the fact that she has these options, and I know it's just unpacking, but she has a plethora of games that she likes to play that are good for her. I don't even have to worry about if they're safe games or things of that nature.
Right.
And just think about it. If we didn't have Game Pass, or a service as good as Game Pass that drops these smaller games, which are pretty damn good, in there that we can try. We like them, great. We don't, we keep it moving. But now she has all these games she can play, and guess what? I ain't gotta pay for that shit.
Yeah.
That was my question.
And as a parent, that's one of the best things for me.
Answer my question.
I ain't gotta pay.
That's it. That's the question I was gonna ask. I was gonna say that's beautiful, and I love that for you, and I love that for your family, your daughters. And I was just gonna say, because I'm not a parent, but I could see the value in having Game Pass in the household of where you have adults and kids that like to play video games. So you just answered my question. I just wanted to see Like, isn't that dope that you get to save money and have your daughter and family be able to play so many different games at their fingertips and try so many different games for such a low price? Like, that's beautiful, man.
It really is. And one of the other things that I really like about this too, this variety, right, is that there are so many games. Not only can she play because, you know, it's literally for free in a sense. Okay. We look at it like it's free, but we know what we're paying. And that she can look at all these different games, and it's a different world. Let's just go there. This is a different world from the gaming that I grew up in. The gaming times that I grew up in, because I think I'm just a little older than you guys. We didn't have all this representation, and it's still not a lot. There's a lot of games that she can look at and she can see herself as a young lady, as a young African American. She can see all these different games now in play and get into. Whereas when we were kids, when I was a kid, that wasn't happening. I can't even think of a character when I was a kid in any game, and I'm talking about a kid. I'm not talking about. Let me see, who would have been one of the first ones that I can think of as a kid.
You've been thinking a while. I can't.
I'm going to be thinking a while. So now let me get to maybe when I was in college. And you guys, I'm dating myself, but it's okay. I'll be 50 next month, right? So
hey, a blessing, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, what
good
I mean?
age.
Cocoa butter and aloe vera. You know what I mean? Drink a
lot. Let me tell you something, man. I love that. Not to sidetrack, but I pray that I make it to 50 and be able to do what you're doing right now. Being able to game, you know, have my family game and watch that. Like, that's a beautiful thing, man. That's definitely a blessing.
Oh, right on, man. I sure appreciate that, man. I love that. I love that. So, what I'm saying is, man, is that the representation that is there for her is outstanding. I'm looking at like Flintlock. She may not play it, but she gets to see it. She's waiting for South of Midnight. It's probably not going to be appropriate for her to play. Like we have both been so deep into that trailer of the animation, of how beautiful it is, the colors, the sounds, the soundtrack. Go back to that trailer again and watch her facial expressions, the in-game expressions, not just the cutscenes. Watch how she's running. She's running like she's running on her toes. She looks like she's kind of just tapping through. It's a full run motion.
And that animation is so dope too that they have.
It's so dope. It's so
the art style, everything.
The art style, the music, everything for that, man. I think
she feels like a 4D character, right? She feels.
Let me tell you something, right? You know, I know a lot of people didn't get into the game, but the gunk, right? That
I loved it. I loved it.
The gunk, dope. I mean, Celeste is a favorite. Now we know Celeste. She's not an African American girl, but she's a little girl. Yeah. You know, so I'm looking at all these different things that she can get into and she can see herself. And so So exactly. So I look at it like this. This gives her an opportunity to look at gaming in a different way that a lot of kids normally don't look into. I look at it like this. This can be a gateway for her to look into career pathways.
Definitely.
See, I'm thinking beyond just playing the game. You know, now I'm an educator by profession, right? So I'm looking beyond this gaming. I'm thinking of the career pathways that she can get into. There's coding, there's programming, there's directing, there's writing, there's sales. There's so many things that she can get into, and we can start to stimulate that with just picking up that controller. You know what? Well, I like to build. Do you really? Well, there's engineering. So I look at all these things. If it's going to be for her to, you know, look at this game, see herself, and then want to go further, well, then that's my job, you know, to push that further. I'm sorry to get on that little tangent.
I
just think, you know, things like this really matter for our kids, you know, for everyone in the chat who has kids and everyone who's thinking about having kids. Well, think about that shit. Because
I mean, I think it's important, like, I grew up, my brother, like, we had a NES in the household and he played all the Link game, like Zelda games. And then when the N64 came out and you're playing as child Link the whole time. And, you know, opportunities for for that, and I feel like there isn't enough representation. And what annoys me is the people who complain about the added representation, and I'm like, but gaming, yes, it is a selfish hobby, but you've got to remember that everyone wants to game at some point, whether it's mobile, whether it's console, whether it's PC, whether it's streaming, whether it's handhelds. And so people want to connect, and they want to find something in a game that speaks to them, and that's the importance of what representation is.
Definitely.
And for people to be reductive and complain about representation,
it's almost
annoys me. Like, there is some people like doing pandering and going next level, because I feel like we're not ready for that, but it is important, even for me being a female gamer, like, it is important that I get an option to pick a gender when I play a game, because I would like to have that choice. And that's the thing, it's choice.
Listen.
Really
As a male, I want the fucking option to not pick a fucking guy. I'm sorry, I don't want to look at man ass all day. I rather pick a female. Every time I play Assassin's Creed, every game where I can make my character, it's usually
Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider was lit.
Exactly, Nero. Exactly. Whenever I have the choice, look here, man. Look,
and I'm sorry, I hate
all four of my seasons are ladies. If I have the choice, and let me tell you when that started for me. Hey, please don't do that. It started way back. Okay? When hey, they can hear you. When
she can make up
you either beat it by time, or you had the Justin Bailey code and you found out that Samus was a girl.
Oh, yes.
That's when it started for me. And then where it evolved, Chun-Li. She was fast. She was powerful. It didn't have anything to do with how she looked. Nah. You know what I mean? But she was fast. She was nimble. And she was strong. And I was like, yo.
It up with everyone else.
And if you ever notice, most classes, when they do have women or female.
Oh.
We lost him.
Yeah, we lost him.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
He'll be back. He was cooking though.
While we get him back, I'll just quickly switch us back. Change the scene. Around that, I was enjoying so much what he was saying.
I was chilling.
I'm happy to listen to his TED talk for the show.
Definitely, yo, this is going. Hey, Retri, it's going fine over here, man. Don't worry about us. Get out of here.
We're fine.
Yeah,
I mean, everything is fine. We haven't set fire to the show yet.
Right? Yeah. haven't gotten our channel banned yet. That might be coming. Yeah. And I will, while we wait for the brother to come back, I will say this.
Here he is. Here we go.
Lovely.
See, I'm sorry, y'all. Parenting. So
I can hear him giggling.
This child, and I was on one too. This child sends me a text. Hey, Dad, my stomach is really bothering me, right? And we've been dealing with these stomach issues for a while. So of course I'm like, well, hey, come here and let me see what's going on. Now she's over here touching all on my screen, which y'all can't see, and then she done booted me out the show. Say, either your stomach is hurting or it's not. What do you mean? Let me get off camera here right quick, y'all, and mute this mic.
Yo, brother, take your time, man.
Right back.
You do
but
that.
This is one of the joys of parenting with my little future gamer / engineer / media mogul. Who knows?
You get a beta test all the games. There you go. That's what you get.
we do. I just look at it like this. I finally have somebody to play a way out with. You know what I mean? Or Unravel 2 with.
It takes two.
It takes two. That's what I'm over here like really trying to deal with. So let me step out real quick. I'll be right back.
No. You gotta show us what she built for you, bro.
Jesus.
We heard it, bro. We got
it. Hey, let me hand it to you because you can't come on camera. Your mama was like, you gotta stay off camera. All right, hold on. Okay, so where are we at here? So where is it? It's man, she loves Legos, right? And who doesn't love Lego? So what this is, it's gonna come apart right here. All right. I was working for a gaming company, and it is a gaming truck.
Nice. I
don't know if y'all can see it or whatnot. So she's real proud. Yeah. Now the thing is, so cool about it though. Now, hey, but when you look at that controller,
Mhm.
it's an Xbox controller. You know how we do over here. You know how we do. I got my
For
baby,
sure.
my little bot over here, right?
Love it.
So
Love it.
and you notice it's green and black. But yeah, man. So she did this really by just kind of looking at the box. She didn't look at the instructions or anything like that. So hey, man, we might have something on our hands, man.
Tell her I said that is beautiful. And let me say this, right? I could tell she put more love and passion into that project than Sony has put into any of their projects this entire generation. Just had to get that off. I'm a passion guy. I'm sorry. I'm a passion guy. I'm a passion guy. And that's passion right there. That's passion.
No doubt. No
Thank
doubt.
you for sharing that with us, brother.
Hey, thank you. And Nero, he says that's beautiful. You did a great job.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right.
Can you tell him that I said thank you?
He can hear you.
Yeah, brilliant job. Brilliant
They hear
job.
everything. Please. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, take your time, brother. We'll be here.
Okay.
All righty. I love that, man. I
That was
love that.
great.
See, passion. Somebody show this to the Sony execs. All right. Somebody show this to Insomniac, Santa Monica, Naughty Dog, Days Gone Studio Ben. Go show this. Go show that clip to them. Passion. Something they need to learn how to do with their games. Put some passion out there, okay? You have kids out here building passion projects for their fathers, but Sony can't build passion games for their fans.
Like,
quote that.
what?
Next Gen Nero. You heard it here.
Honestly, I agree 100% with everything you've just said. What just frustrates me so much about PlayStation is they're so focused on trying to one up Microsoft and like Xbox that they are not focusing on trying to improve their own business and their own offerings, and look at how do we improve or encourage our consumers to upgrade to the PlayStation 5, especially after the Xbox showcase. How do we prevent them from upgrading to an Xbox instead? But all of that comes with putting your money into other places. Like, we know that they have done some slimy console things, like, what was it? Resident Evil Village? Where we found out they had the parity clause.
Yep. Paid to keep
contract?
that off of Xbox. Yeah. I mean, they paid to keep it off of Game Pass as well. That was part of the marketing deal.
They did pay to keep it off Game Pass. But like, in comparison to, you see how they money headed, like you talked about Stellar Blade, you talked about Black Myth Wukong, and what was
Rise of the Ronin.
Rise of the Ronin. But you look at the difference here around what Microsoft did when they put money into games to put them on Game Pass. Like Stalker 2 was a 3-month, was meant to be a 3-month exclusive for Xbox, and it was launching in Game Pass. If you're going to spend your money, that's what you want to do for your consumer, because they're trying to build up Game Pass, and that means they have to put titles into that and give you a constant variety, but also like new games coming in, old games coming out, and just keep it moving as a subscription service. PlayStation is not only left PSVR to die of a slow death, but it feels like they're also doing the same thing with like PlayStation Plus. They're not reinvesting into it. They've got 1 foot in and 1 foot out, and Xbox is like, we can have our feet everywhere because we can afford to do that. And like, what happened with Stalker 2 and why it's currently indefinitely an exclusive is they put their money into that dev and put them into a safe environment so that they could continue on with the development while they're in a war. And I'm like, that's the story that you want to be hearing. That's what you want the journos,
but you won't hear about. But they won't do it though.
And it's just the hypocrisy and just the indifference what's happening, and it just annoys me that because PlayStation has conditioned everyone to think that this is okay as how the industry works, and that Microsoft is just shaking things up. Everyone's going after Microsoft. I'm like, no, I think you really need to take a microscope and have a look at what PlayStation is doing and demand better, as you were saying. They really need to demand better. 100% need to demand better.
And that's why what we do here is so important, Panda. You know, our podcast and some of the people we like in the community who have podcasts as well. This is why what we do is so important, you know, to combat that biased media that's in Sony's back pocket. You know what I mean? Like, we are important to point out stuff like this, you know, like that is awesome what they did for those those Ukraine developers over there. You know, it's a war going on over there. Those Stalker devs, it's a war going on. You know, and you know, to agree and double down on what you said, I agree. The fact that if you're gonna make a game, you know, 3 months exclusive on Xbox, it better be in Game Pass. Because if not, it's like, what the fuck was the point of you spending that damn money? You could have just let that shit be. You know what I'm saying? You could have just let that be. Gamers as a whole is not buying, unless you're Nintendo. Nintendo gamers is the only people that really buy and support their games, period, all around the board.
The attachment rate, right? They have massive attachment rate for their IPs. Yeah.
Before we get into the next topic, I wanted to say thank you to the 155 was 160 earlier. I think the max was like 170. Thanks to everybody that's been in here. YouTube, Twitter, X, holding it down per usual. Appreciate y'all, man. Been another great episode so far. If you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. We got 45 likes right now. Let's try to get that to 100. But we'll do 50 for now. We're going to be humble, man. Get it up 5 likes. I know y'all can do that real quick. So, hey, let's get into the next one.
All right. What is our next topic? I'm just bringing it up now.
Great question.
Oh, it was Microsoft shakes up Xbox marketing as a key executive departs for Roblox. So it's one of the marketing executives, right? Jarrett West, leaving Microsoft to join Roblox as the new CMO and head of market expansion. And so I mean, I didn't really think anything of this much. Maybe I just don't know enough about this person and what they do within their role around that. But like, what would have shaken me up if it was like Aaron Greenberg or something? I feel like that would have just been one of those right, shit. Because they had who else did they have leave earlier in the year?
We had a few people leaving.
Kareem Chowdhury. I'm sorry if I say his name wrong. He left right earlier in the year.
Look, I got a stance on this. Whenever you're done with your sentiment,
you're good. I don't have anything to add to this because I was like, it's news, but
I got something to say. Good fucking riddance. I'm sorry. Like, he left. He didn't get fired. Good. I'm happy he left because I'm sorry. Look, like, I'm not one of them gloom and doom as Xbox people. Like, oh, Xbox has no marketing. They have no marketing. That's cap. They do have decent marketing, but they should have great marketing. When some of the best games to come out this generation is Xbox first party games, period. The whole world should know that. I don't give a fuck what you got to do marketing wise. I don't care if you got to go Times Square, if you got to go every other ad on YouTube. Like, Hellblade is a masterpiece, game of the generation quality, right? By far the best looking game ever created. That should be still being heavily marketed everywhere you look till this day right now. You know, so him leaving, that marketing head leaving, like you said, if it was Aaron Greenberg or Sarah Bond, somebody important that we really know, I'm not saying he wasn't important, and I'm not saying he did a horrible job. You know, I don't know the details.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, and for the last 4.5 years, which is pretty much this whole generation, I think the marketing has been lacking, if I'm being completely honest.
I agree.
You know, it's too many good games out here that Xbox has put out this generation for people not to be screaming from the rooftops. And this is actually perfect before Call of Duty comes into Game Pass, because even that should be marketing more. Every time I see a Call of Duty, I don't give a fuck if it's a PlayStation Call of Duty commercial. You throw that day one in Game Pass logo, like you blaster that everywhere. You have to get to the people that's not really heavily invested in gaming. You have to reach those people and let them know, like, hey man, this is the perfect time to get back into gaming. We got a $299 Series S. You know what I'm saying? We got Game Pass for the cheapest subscription in gaming when it comes to value wise, you know?
The biggest part of this news isn't really that guy leaving, it's who's taking over. So Bethesda Publishing marketing team, led by Aaron Lossy, they're moving to game content and studios reporting to Matt Booty. And I feel like this is where we're probably going to start seeing a big shift around how they do marketing, because from what King said last week around, this was a Bethesda showcase. Why Xbox's showcase was the way it was is because Bethesda came in and did what they do best, and they know how to do a showcase. And I feel like
Howard and the team.
I feel like that is what we're probably going to see moving forward. Is we're going to see a very different marketing approach, knowing that they are really good at marketing their games, and we can see them shift that to Xbox just wide in general and PC in general around that. But you know, I got sold.
They're good at marketing. I'm sorry, but like they're good at marketing their games because they put out good fucking games. They put out great games. Bethesda do not miss. I don't care what anybody say. You can say what you want about. You can say what you want about Redfall. Redfall had a better art design than a lot of these games out here. The music hit. The art design was fire. Once the 60 frame, the world had good atmosphere. It was a lot of lore. If you actually take your time to read, the voice acting was great. The back and forth banter with the characters. Me personally, I'm hurt that we didn't get that bite back DLC and those other characters, but it is what it is. I'm sorry. Got Soul, take over, brother. What's your thoughts?
So, okay. Hey, first things first. Hey, let's stop making it formal. Just hit me with Soul, man. Soul is good.
Soul,
just hit me with Soul, baby.
Ask before the show, like, how should I refer to you?
No, it's Soul. So here's the thing. Like I say, I'm old school, right? So I'm a hip hop fan. Now I'm not gonna say I can sit here and recite, you know, something back from whenever. No. Mm-hmm. But I love, you know, some Eric B. and Raquel. So this is where I kind of like put a little play on that with my name, man. You know, now my uncle on my mom's side, he always referred to himself as Soul. And as a kid, I thought that was cool. So it's kind of like me taking that on. My uncle's still with me. But, you know, I was like, Soul, you know, okay. And actually, my gamer tag used to be Soul Reaver 74. I'm a huge Soul Reaver fan, right? And Microsoft. You know,
interesting that Elden Ring is your first Souls game.
Yeah, I know. It's, y'all need to holler at Amy Henning and you know, get her back for Souls or Soul Reaver or something. But anyway, that's something else. But so that's where I get the name from. So let's stop, you know, with the I got, and I love it. But that's where I got that from that old song. Let's just call it Soul. So here's my
gotcha.
All right. Gotcha. Now, in the grand scheme of things, they're coming back. I kind of give two shits, right, about him exiting. I look at it like this. I'm one of those people who is always very big on marketing, and I feel like you should always put your best foot forward. You're talking about someone who was raised in a way of, you know, when you are going to church, you put on your Sunday best. If you're going to, you know, if we're doing something in the church or whatnot, there was always announcements. So I'm very big on letting people know what you have going on, because if you're trying to reach a larger audience, you have to do some different things. There's been times when I thought, or I felt like Microsoft I was kind of like thinking like everyone else when it comes to these layoffs and when it comes to money hatting and everything else when it comes to Microsoft. I used to really kind of be like, you got the money? Man, we should see this everywhere. But it shouldn't be in their pockets, even though they're $1 trillion company, because the goal for them is to make money, right? So when they make these business decisions, letting people go and things like that, it's a business decision because they don't want to lose any more money. They didn't become this $1 trillion company or whatever by losing money the way that we would have them lose money, right? We'd have them losing all kinds of money. So I really was okay with this guy going, right? And it was on his own free will, sounds like, and he's moving on to Roblox, bigger and better things. He'll do well over there. He was around with the 360 years, you know, and we already know Microsoft, hey, how they were running things during that time. But here's my thing, you know, with the marketing, what I would just love to see a little bit more of, there's a dig into my notes here, right? I would love to see them just kind of go a little bit more. I don't see much on IG. I don't see much on Threads. I'm old, so I don't see anything on Facebook. I don't really fool with TikTok, so maybe there's some stuff there. And we get some YouTube stuff. Usually that's around the show, but I don't see a lot when it's outside of that, now, but I'm not looking for it either. I would just like to stumble upon it and see it more. I would like to see more TV, because one thing I will say, and I hate to compare anything to Sony, but when I tell you they got stuff on lock, when that blue screen comes up and you hear the PlayStation and all of that, and the way they cut those commercials, always fire. I don't care what the game is. It makes you say, man, I don't know. I might need to look at that. And then we already know what kind of game it's going to be, but that's that. but they should be announcing and dropping shorts, reels on all these different platforms. I'm old, so y'all stay with me now. Okay.
Mhm.
Stay with me. So whatever it is that gets everybody engaged on these platforms, they need to be dropping stuff there all the time. Get a team together. Hey man, have some young folks. Get a think tank. You know, put some stuff out there that's just gonna keep it in the news cycle before, so then it kind of is so flooded that when this bad news that we feel like we get every other time there's that rate that they
Mhm.
step on, they're flooded so much, people are just like, whatever. It's not even a big deal, right?
Mm.
I don't feel like Microsoft does a very good job, or Xbox. I don't feel like they do a very good job in connecting with young people.
Yep.
The newer generation who's playing the Fortnites, who of
Mhm.
course they're playing the CODs, and I don't think they do a good job.
Yeah.
So a week or 2 or 3 or whatever ago, the young brother that has the he streams on Twitch, I believe, was it Kai?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just did the joint with Elden Ring, right? He went back,
Mhm.
beat it. He streamed for like forever, right? Do you ever watch his stream every once in a while just to see who's on there?
It'd be
Y'all
some
ever
big
watch that?
names. You know, I'm sorry
Big-
not to cut you off because I don't want to look.
Yeah.
It would have been very dope if Microsoft dropped him a bag, right?
What?
To stream Hellblade.
What?
I can
Because
see him
let me
having
tell
a
you,
blast playing that, yo. Like,
having
come on.
a blast, and literally with the headphones on, hearing
Yep.
shit going
Exactly.
here and
Exactly.
there, it would have been like, I gotta see what he's playing. Oh my God, let me look at what he's playing. Do you see that? Do you see how good that looks? Man,
Mhm.
yo, I might need to get that little man. I might need to get that Series S. Yo, well, I don't like to go small. I'm gonna go big. Yo, I need to get that X. I need to get something. Where is it? Oh, it's on Game Pass. Well, what the
Mhm.
hell is Game Pass? Now we go
Yes.
down that rabbit hole. So they could
Exactly.
have done that. Just the other day, he had Drewski
Yep. Kevin Hart.
and Kevin Hart on there
Mhm.
acting a fool, and it was so
Mhm.
entertaining. Could you imagine if somewhere in there they just were playing one of these Xbox games, Hellblade,
Yep.
like
Yep.
late at night,
But you know
lights
what?
out?
I think like the games will start talking for themselves to the point where you can't skip out on playing something like a Doom or Elder Scrolls 6.
Exactly.
So we will get to that point, like you saying. But the fact is, I agree with you. They should be proactive and jump to that point because we have games that are worth, you know, streamers streaming and showcasing to the world right now. You know, and I also would like Xbox to kind of connect with small. You know, maybe I'm biased because I review games and stuff like that, right? You know, even here on the channel, shameless plug. Maybe I'm biased, right? But I would
Right.
like for Xbox to reach out to smaller people in the community and these smaller people and bring them up. You
Well,
know, people that's not gonna flip on you and do silly shit. That the same people that you're shaking hands with, Phil, and you bumping into these people coming out there, they're the same gloom and doomers every fucking time some rumors show up. You know, so at some point say fuck them, right? Let's help some of the more passionate people. You know, that's just me
Yeah.
being biased, though. I understand it don't work like that. You got to get to those positions, but
I mean,
that
they
in my opinion would be dope.
they definitely need to figure a way out to reach people who are not within their ecosystem. Because when people, random people I talk to, are talking about games and like, I'm going to get a PlayStation, and I'm like,
Yeah, but
that is a
you know,
real
Don't
bad
do it.
choice in
Yeah,
my
that's a
opinion.
bad-
Because of what
yes,
I know.
yes.
Yeah,
Right.
you know, it's funny because, you know, I haven't. It's probably been about a month or two since I went into a GameStop, right? And I purposely went in there just to, you know, give the guys working a hard time. I didn't even know who the hell they were going to be, but I went in there just kind of botting. And, you know, of course, everything was PlayStation. Man, well, why you want an Xbox? Why are you playing over there? And I'm like, well, why are you playing on PlayStation? What are you playing? And you know what they told me? You know what they told me? Call of Duty,
Yeah.
Fortnite. And the only other thing that they were playing that they threw out, Spider-Man. For the third time.
For the third time.
For the
Do you know how
third time.
bored I would be? Like, I jump through games like anything, and I just it's whatever I feel like playing, I'll go and play it. But like, if I got stuck with like all I've got to play like 3 bloody games, I would be like, all right, where can I go? I would be looking at my Nintendo for like, there's got to be something better and in another ecosystem that can keep me entertained. while I'm waiting for more games to come to the platform that I'm waiting for more games to come to. But it's just interesting. It's just interesting the mindshare that PlayStation has, and the lack of awareness that everyone else has, because they don't really, like, Xbox just isn't a big player in that sense around Xbox is gaming, like PlayStation is gaming.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're not pushing Game Pass, not to the normal folk. The show was awesome. We can all agree that the show was awesome. Whether you want to give it an 8.5, a 9, a 10, 11, or whatever you want to say. The show was awesome, and it, by any means, it could have been PlayStation show. If they would have showed that, I'd have been like, wow, that shit was awesome.
I would have been like, all right,
I'd been like, wow, that's awesome. It was an awesome show. Right?
I would have gave them.
It was a very good show. But here's the thing: no one on the street. I challenge everyone. Now, don't record that shit because we don't want to be embarrassed, right? But I challenge everyone. The next 5 people you meet in the random, Walmart, the grocery store, Target, Best Buy, wherever you go, walk up to them, ask them, hey, do you play games? Do you have Game Pass? Let me know what the results are, because I guarantee they don't know what Game Pass is.
Well,
they don't know what it is. And that's a damn shame, because everyone on this panel and everyone in the chat knows how great of a value it really is, in all the variety of games that we get on a monthly basis. They just dropped Callisto Protocol. They just dropped
Banger. I highly recommend
the Deep game.
Still Wakes the Deep.
Before, Still Wakes the Deep.
Hold on, we got Flintlock next month.
It's coming.
The 18th. Got Path of the Goddess from Capcom.
Right.
Yep. Stalker 2 is coming.
So
you have plenty of things.
Right. So and the thing is, you get a variety of all these different games. You're not stuck into a third person over the shoulder.
Diversity, right?
Right. You know, so you have all this diversity, but nobody knows about it. And you know, that's like, oh no, as Alex was talking about this whole thing with I think Black Myth and no, it was Marvel Capcom, right? That's another one. I hate to say it, brother, but you know, that's another one. And man, that game is 20 plus years old.
I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck. I don't give.
Hey man, hold on.
Bring it up, please. Bring it up, brother.
I don't either.
I don't. And let me say this: I'm over here playing Mortal Kombat 1, a true next gen fighter. You know, Tekken is out, Street Fighter is out. What the fuck I give a fuck about? And we got backwards compatibility as well. If you want to go play those, if you own them, we can play them.
Yeah, for everybody who loves those games, that's great, man. But the truth be told, man, you're going to play them, nostalgia, like the Ninja Turtles game, you'll run through it, and you're going to put it down.
You never touch it.
So all of this. Now, I understand where they're coming from, is that they're kind of getting skipped over. Well, if what Alex was saying is true on the technical side, then yeah, Microsoft, fix it. If they see the value in fixing that and get these older games, but they're not going to sell worth a damn. They're not going to make any money, so they're probably just looking at it, are we going to get our return on that one? Probably not. So why even bother with it? But here, it's not coming to PS5 either. It's going to the old consoles. But that's where everyone still is. But right now, we should be seeing more Game Pass. I'm talking about Game Pass on everything that we see.
100%.
I mean, you know, so until they really do that, that's the only marketing I really want to see from them.
Definitely,
I don't need to see a bus. I don't need to see a big axe in Times Square. I don't need to see anything on that square, on that sphere again. It's pretty dope.
I got one last kind of stance. A OG newbie says Street Fighter is better than MK1. I can't speak on that because I only own MK1, going through some shit. So if anybody want to hook your boy up with Tekken or Street Fighter 6, get in with me. I'll learn and fuck you up after you gift it to me. But I appreciate it. But listen, my thing is, what if the money that we want them to spend on marketing, they spent putting into making sure they show up to these showcases, the summer showcase, right? They showing up to Gamescom. So, you know, you got Sony putting all this money into putting your shit on buses and fucking school buses and fucking old lady wheelchairs and public and shit, right? Yeah, you putting that shit out there, but then you turn around and you skip every gaming showcase and every major gaming event. You don't get a booth and shit like that. So, you know, it's definitely like multiple angles you can look at it from and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I think that the marketing could be a lot better, but hey, I also appreciate, I'd rather have a summer showcase and you showing up at Gamescom than to go outside and see Halo on the side of a fucking city bus or train. You know what I mean? Now, ideally, I want them to do it all. Like, you know, Soul is saying, bring it all together. Bring it all together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Make it rain, man. Hey, what Kevin Hart said, you got it, ball out, man. You got it, shit, ball out.
Say, man, you know what I mean?
You got it, ball out.
And that's what I really want to see from them, man. You know, me personally, I just want to see more of that. You got to get in touch with where we always say in education, man, you got to meet people where they are, right? You got to meet your students where they are, and then have a plan, have a roadmap, which we do, right? Xbox has a roadmap, but you have a roadmap and you have a plan of where you're going to get your kids, where this is where they are, this is where they need to be at the end of the first 6 weeks, end of the semester, end of the school year, and beyond, right? So we know they have a roadmap. But my thing is, I would just want to kind of see how they're going to implement that into the with the marketing team or whatnot, man, because they have so many things that they can use to tap into the culture. Like, I really want to see how they market South of Midnight.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
When I tell you that need
to be everywhere, yo.
Prime to tap into the culture. I understand you're not going to have that one really based in a lot of hip hop, maybe, right? But that is one right there is ripe for it. I mean, it is ripe for the culture right there to get these.
It is, yo. I'm gonna tell you how much that game means to me, right? Like, so my nephew, he plays video games and stuff like that. Okay, cool. Now my niece, she's autistic, but she loves to draw. That my niece can draw her tail off. Like, she is very artistic. Like, she loves to draw. And I would ask her, niece, do you want to play games? Because, you know, to me, gaming is another form of art. And she would like, you know, she said, yeah, here and there, like some games she would want to play, but she more so with her hands, she like drawing and visualizing things. I show her the trailer for South of Midnight. Every time we talk, every time she see me, she asking about the game, asking if we're still going to play it. She loves that game. So for me, like you said about your child, you know, for my niece, young black lady, to see that representation, to see that, the setting, the atmosphere, you know, even if I got to play it and, you know, censor it with her, you know, some things like, you know, you might not want to hear, or, you know, just with adult supervision, that'd be, I agree with you. I really hope that they market the hell out of that game.
I think it deserves it.
What Xbox is relying on more, right, is they're relying on the gamers and the games to do the talking. Like, these games are so good. How can you play all these games in Game Pass and not, you know, word of mouth? I know me personally, I done sold about 4 or 5 Series S's myself and a couple Series X's, like for family members, the friends, my homie Rizzy, even people I met on PlayStation playing stuff like Apex would. You know, I'm not meeting no people on PlayStation for playing the first party fucking game. They don't have that. You know what I mean? I'm not meeting nobody from playing Last of Us or Spider-Man. So I met over there and I tell them and I talk to them, and they got Xboxes and they done came over here and seen the truth. But even with that, man, it's like you got damn near gotta go to court to convince somebody to get an Xbox nowadays. Like, yo, you're fucking missing out as a gamer, my guy. Like, you know, trust my opinion, go get an Xbox. But, you know, Microsoft, y'all got to meet me halfway. I done sold a few Xboxes from word of mouth. I'm doing my job as a consumer, as an Xbox ambassador. People hate right before I block them on Twitter with a hot take, right? They always say, "Oh, of course, he's an Xbox ambassador coon. He's a this, that, and the third." I've been called every name in the book. When I say a hot take and they go to my page and see Xbox ambassador, black content creator, they lose their fucking mind, yo, and they expose themselves every time. Sony fanboys is the most toxic fans on earth. I know some real bad Xbox people out there. Facts. You know, I know that for a fact. It's everywhere. Bad people is everywhere. But Sony specifically,
still allowed
it's nothing. It's nothing like them, bro. It's nothing like them. That's why I always give them a pair of these, and I go hard and I keep my foot on their neck. I can't even post just a Starfield clip. My boy Jay Duke out there, he know. You post a clip, man, I'm having a blast with Starfield. Oh, right. Oh boy, here they come. Here they come.
Well, when you have to think about it like this, think about it like this, Nero. You know, it's what they don't have.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
They don't have this variety. Yep. They don't have a positive outlook of what's to come. They don't know what's coming.
They can't even get representation right. Look at Miles. They put a Cuban flag out there for Miles. I'm sorry. I just always got to.
I mean, they're talking about like all the after the Xbox showcase, all of these 90% of these games are coming to PlayStation.
Yeah,
they need them. They need 100% of those games.
Yeah, they do.
They need them.
Think about it like this.
It's not that they want them. They need them. Like, you need these games.
And if I'm speaking to anybody in the chat, I mean, please, I want to say don't take it personally, but it's just a fact of life, and sometimes we're at different stations, right?
Mm.
Can you imagine if you didn't know what your bills were going to look like every month?
Mm.
You're all over the damn place. These PlayStation players, man, fanboy stands, whatever you want to say, ponies, whatever we call them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
They don't know what their bills are going to look like next month. And I don't mean their personal bills. They don't know what games are coming to them. They have no idea. They are in disarray, in disbelief, because believe it or not, man, it's turned. We're just waiting for the rest of the community, the gaming community, to catch up. The media.
Definitely. Yep,
and the media sees it. The media knows it. Now, it's going to still take a while because they're going to fight tooth and nail. Because you have to remember, a lot of these guys who are in the media right now, this is what they grew up with. They grew up on PlayStation being the popular box. It's a popularity thing. It's Apple Android. That's really all it is. It's Apple Android. And, I'm not going down that rabbit hole in right now on this podcast, but that's all it is. It's just the popular box and where everyone is. And so if I were to go out and I'm looking to get a new console, but all my homeboys are on PlayStation, it's a good chance I might lean that way. But if I got somebody to really get in my ear, hey, young blood, hey, let me holler at you at the GameStop. Hey man, no, you need to check this out. Now, I got to check it out. I got to see what he's talking about, because if that OG is telling me I need to listen, right? So if I can see that value that's Game Pass, then I got to go back and holler at my boys. Hey man, I just picked up the Xbox. Yo, this is what's over there. This is what's coming. What are we playing? COD, Fortnite, Concord, when it comes.
Yo, and that you got to pay for, not free to play, by the way.
What you got to pay for? What, $40?
Yep, the 40, nice 40 ball.
Man, can you? I know we're gonna talk about this. Can you imagine when that Transformers, whatever that's gonna be for Overwatch, drops? Baby, I'm back in. I ain't playing Overwatch.
That's, you know what? Let's jump into that, because that was actually the next topic. Panda says she'll be right back, but I'm gonna go ahead and take us into the next topic, right? Oh, so Overwatch 2 has hit over 100 million players. Ooh. Very dope. I don't know if y'all know, but the Diablo franchise as well has hit over 100 million players.
Oh,
that you absolutely love to see that, man. Those are numbers that Sony could only dream of, right? I hope Concord hit 10 million players. I doubt it.
Yeah.
We see how Helldivers 2 is one of the best games to come this generation. In my opinion, it looks so dope and fun from an Xbox, fanboy perspective, right?
Yeah.
I can give credit when credit is due. Helldivers 2 looks dope. Concord does not, but Overwatch hitting 100 million players is very dope. And that Transformers collab that they teased, I'm very intrigued. I'm actually downloading Overwatch back tonight. So if anybody in the gaming community, you guys that's in the Discord, if you guys ever want to run some Overwatch, some finals, Madden, I got Mortal Kombat 1 installed. Make sure you guys, come on, man, let's game, man. I don't bite. Y'all be ducking that smoke. Ain't nobody want that smoke in Mortal Kombat, though. I'm not even a fighter guy. You see the name of the podcast is Aim Down Sights. I don't even fight, but I get busy. Big Sub-Zero out here. I'm standing on business, man. You know what I'm saying? And Sub-Zero is considered one of the weakest characters in the game, allegedly. Me personally, I don't see it. I get fucked up a lot, but I'll freeze a nigga here and there. You know what I'm saying? I'll freeze you. Don't complain. I'll freeze you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. How you feel about the Overwatch hitting 100 million players and the Transformers?
Man, I think that's dope. I think that, for some people who thought, Overwatch might be on its way, on its last leg, I think what they're doing and with the changes that they're making and being able to get these other IPs to kind of come in, I think I think that is awesome. That is the value add that you don't see, when you acquire an Activision. You don't even think that, damn, Transform. I gotta check that out because that's gonna be, so old cats who are Gen 1, Transformer fans, gonna love it. Long as they give me Gen 1 Transformers, I'm golden. I am in there. You will have me zipping around, that playfield. I think that's going to be a great thing, man. I think it just kind of shows you, what people want, even though they're not like very vocal about it. When it comes to that, at least, from what I see in my timeline, but if I was into Overwatch the way that these other 100 million are, I would probably see more of it. But I think it's dope, man. And
I'm definitely getting back in. It's been pretty fun from the dozens of hours I put into it. Not to cut you off, just real quick. I wanted to address the homie FarQ. He said he was a little late into the show. Shout out to 170 plus people in here right now, whether you just joined or been here from the beginning. I love you guys. Make sure you hit that like button. So Retri is just dealing with some personal family stuff right now, right? So he couldn't make this episode. We told him, take as much time as he need. I'm 1,000% sure he'll be back next week. So, just send some love and positive thoughts towards him and whatever they have going on. But the show goes on. We're holding it down. And Panda and Nero, Unhinged, Red Dead and Ender, we're in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shout out to Yobi. He just celebrating 1 month of membership. So thank you.
Oh, nice, lovely,
yeah,
awesome,
well done.
Awesome. Yes, sir. Love to see that. I appreciate all. Yeah, you guys can become a member of the channel as well. We got plenty of perks, plenty of stickers and stuff like that. If you guys choose, listen, you guys being here, listening to us, supporting us, that's what mean the most to us, man. If you ever can send any money on a super chat or become a member, that's awesome. But guys, it's never obligated, never forced to do it. It's totally optional. We're just grateful to have this community here, man. We're grateful to be able to chat with y'all every Saturday. Even when, one of us, it's going to be times where I might have personal things coming on and I might not be able to make the podcast. I know you guys love me. I know I'm the favorite. I know. What can I say? But, it's real life things. Stuff happens. Panda, I believe you said it might be sometime next month, that you might.
Yeah, the weekend of my birthday. I've got 4 days off. So I will not be there for my birthday weekend. So, yeah.
All righty, as you should. Just get lit for me. Take a couple shots for me. And guess
I
what?
will be bottomless brunching on one of those days. So day drinking is where it's at, people.
Man. Much love. Much love, man. I will say the show has been great. It's feel like we haven't missed a step. The chemistry is there. But Retri, you are missed. We love you, brother. You're definitely in our thoughts. And we'll be talking to you soon, man. So that's all that matters, yo. So Panda, did you have anything to say about Overwatch or Transformers? And one last thing, because I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I meant to put it on the screen. I got distracted. I want to scroll up in the comments, right? I want to see exactly who said this. It might have been OG Newbie, I believe. Somebody asked, do we think that Microsoft still, have the rights to the Transformer games and stuff like that? Look, I watched the last Transformer movie. Wasn't that the Beast movie? That shit was ass. Like I was watching that shit. They have fallen.
Prehistoric one with the dinosaurs and the beasts. Was that
yeah. That was it was kind of mid, right? I only say that to say this. Hey, you want a spark in your movie franchise? Yeah, you should let us continue to license those games. And I think this is a proof. I think this is, I'm an Xbox conspiracy theorist. Yeah, I twist my dreads late night. I lay on my back and I say, God, give me a sign. Give me any sign. What is we doing next, right? I think this might be a sign of them saying, hey, because this is Activision, right? That's Activision. Now, who did those Transformer games? Activision. So Overwatch, that's Activision. That's Blizzard. So I think this is them, coming together, doing a nice Transformer event. And I think that, I don't know, maybe it just might be FPS boost. Maybe they bring all those games to Game Pass, which I think they will do. Maybe they give some type of free enhancements, or maybe they straight up do remakes or remasters of those games. So that's some news that might be coming soon. The possibilities with all the IPs and games that we own, right, is endless. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some Transformers remasters or remakes coming soon, because I know a lot of people is against remakes and remasters. I'm sorry, I'm not. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm 25 years young, right? It's a lot of games that I missed out on from being too young or not appreciating them then, right? So yes, it makes sense for certain games to be brought up to modernize consoles and stuff like that. Now, when you talk about games that was made on the PlayStation 4, being remade and remastered for the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox One, I mean, like, it's like, come on now, let's be fucking for real here. That's dumb. That's a waste of time, a waste of resources. But especially with Activision, we got Prototype, we got True Crimes, even right now, the Crash trilogy, not the fourth game, but the trilogy, I believe that's running at 30 FPS. You can simply FPS boost that, give us the 4K enhancements, stuff like that. So we definitely need a new Transformer game. I think that would be dope, especially because mech games right now is on the rise, and I gotta give flowers to FromSoft. I know I didn't beat it yet. Shout out to Gritty if you listen or if you're in here. But Armored Core 6 is a freaking banger. I have to go back and finish that. I just got distracted the same way I got distracted with Elden Ring, but it's fire. But take advantage of mech games being popular right now, and that's the reason I shout out FromSoft, because I give them for making it popular again, at least bringing it back in my eyes and making me like, yo, I want more of this. So I think now would be a good time for a new Transformer game.
Who do you think we see as a guest in this game? Who do you want to see, and who do you not want to see from the Transformer side to make an appearance? Like, for me, I'll start it since I'm putting it out there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see Bumblebee. Not at all. I was look here, man.
Nice.
I was not
emojis.
Yes, he's an OG, but man, I wasn't. Bumblebee was
like
just
some other ones.
He was friendly in the cartoon, right? He was just friendly. Bumblebee was easy. He's accessible. I didn't like Bumblebee. You know what I mean? So Bumblebee is my one that I'm like, please don't make him the highlight. That's just it. He will be there simply because, right?
Yeah.
But I don't want to see him. But I'm gonna tell you who I do want to see. I need to see Jazz. And I need to see Jazz in the form that he was back in the day, Gen 1. And I know you can't get him, but you need to get somebody who can emulate Scatman Carruthers' voice and let us have that. Let us have that, because that
train
would be
an AI
me,
to.
Yeah, right.
They
AI
probably could.
That would be dope.
They probably could. And so give me Jazz, and I'm good. I just don't want to see Bumblebee because we know we're getting Prime. We know we're getting Megatron, but what Megatron do we get?
I would like the tank.
See,
I remember the old transforming tank, and his head came out from underneath.
It makes sense. Yeah. So it doesn't make sense to get the pistol, even though I would love to see it. But but is Starscream gonna carry him around, or what are we doing? I mean, there's so many options. We got Ravage, we got Rumble, we got Frenzy.
I respect it. I agree. I definitely agree. But we have to think for the mass majority. When you think Transformers, from just see, you're obviously a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a fan. Like, you're in depth. You know these, right? But I would say from a casual perspective, you got to have Bumblebee. You got the Bumblebee and Optimus Prime on the cover art. You got to have him in there. It's just because of how synonymous he is with Transformers. Like, I agree. Respectfully, Bumblebee is not the best.
They made those characters quite mainstream for the
I'd
general
rather have
public.
Rodimus Prime or Rodimus Hot Rod.
Yeah.
Give me Hot Rod. I'd rather have Hot Rod. You got to.
Oh, look! Hold on! I gotta. Look! Listen.
Give me Grimlock.
The Transformers gonna be our version of Twisted Metal before PlayStation fans get a Twisted Metal again.
Who said that? Oh, you're saying that. Oh, man, saying please that. Don't do that. Don't do that, because that right there. Stop it. That's too much like right. That's too much like right. That's too much like, yo, if somebody knows somebody at Activision, Xbox, please tell them that's what we need. That would be fire. It don't even have to be a big, huge game. Let it be a AA. Let a small
AA
team
games is important.
Guess what?
AA games.
I don't call it fodder. I call sometimes they're fillers. They cleanse the palate. That would be an awesome palate cleanser in Game Pass.
I agree.
Yes, and that's what I love about Game Pass, is that palate cleanses between all those. Because you 200 hours in a game, and you're like, I need something to swap it out and give me something fresh and something new.
Literally before the show, we was just having a deep talk about indie games. Like, literally before the show, me, Soul, Panda Roots talking about how important indie games is. Real quick, I just got to give a special shout out to Rizzy, man. I know, just put a pause in it. Yo, that's my guy. Now, Rizzy, that's my brother. He's the Forza King. Yo, what you see on the screen is what he is on Twitter. Follow him. Listen, right? This guy right here is an absolute legend. He decided to go get his CDLs recently. Passed. He's been on the road, raking in that money. My age, 25 years old, young black man, doing something productive, getting that money. So you being here listening to the podcast from being on the road, I really appreciate that. Now, this as well. My brother Rizzy is a PS5 owner. He tried to bring his PS5 in the truck. It was so clunky. It was so big, a bit clunky ass console. He called me. He said, yo, look, Nero, I'm not going to be able to do it. It acts weird with the Wi-Fi. I'm like, yo, fuck that. Just get the Series S. That's all you need. Me and him has been gaming every day. When you drive your trucks, you 10 hours on, you got to take a 10-hour break. So before you go to bed, he'll fire up his Series S on the road in the truck and we'll game. We've been playing. If you go to my Twitter page, we've been playing Mortal Kombat. We was just on Forza the other day. So Xbox in that Series S with the small, just even the X is more compact than the PS5. It's just stuff like that people never talk about. So to all the people that listening, if it's anybody on the road like my brother Riz, man, we love y'all, man. We appreciate what y'all do. What y'all do is very important. And it's a lot of dumbass NPC drivers out here in the world. So salute you for that too, man. Yeah. I say I
also just want to quickly shout out to Fuck You, who was also celebrating 1 month of membership with us as well.
Nice,
so thank you, Fuck You, for sticking with it thick and thin. And also, I think just for you celebrating your 1 month, you need to put another picture up of Red Tree as your profile image. Like,
definitely.
So we feel like he's here with us as well. Okay.
Definitely.
I don't know. You asked me what I was feeling about the 100 million players collaboration with Transformers. I'm just gonna say, like, I am not into those hero shooter style games at all, but I appreciate what Overwatch has done, and as we can see all these other games coming in to try and jump into that same space. But there is a community around Overwatch, and I know it had a rough start for Overwatch 2, it felt like Overwatch 1.5, and it's they've listened to the community, and I feel like integrating IPs or that they have access to is a really key way to bring more players in. So kudos to them getting the 100 million players across all the systems that they're playing on. It's just nice to see in a game that I felt like wasn't going to do as well initially is with its number 2 is starting to take off again and like build momentum back and win back some of their people that they probably pissed off as their consumer base. But they're also going to be bringing in new players, and that's the biggest thing around that is how do you stay relevant when your gaming market is starting to get saturated by other hero shooters, and you do by continuously bringing new content, listening to your community, and just doing what you do well, which is making a really good game that people resonate with. And I love the characters in Overwatch. I think it's interesting to understand stories and so on and so forth. So well done. Good job.
Definitely. Good job to them. And I'm gonna be honest, Panda, if you want to run some Overwatch soon, I know we're on different times and stuff like that, and it'd be kind of difficult for us to line up. But listen, guys, I know this might ruffle some feathers. I love Halo Infinite, one of my favorite shooters of all time, but you know, I just feel like Overwatch at the moment, I'm leaning like, hey, I might uninstall Halo and swap it out with Overwatch. Overwatch, I really had a fun time. I'm a god tier Mercy. In these shooters, I'm all about support. Right. I can play the hell out of a support role. I can catch bodies. There's enough clips and proof out there from YouTube to Twitch to Twitter. It's a reason why we're all on this podcast called Aim Down Sights. We're documented gamers. We don't just say, oh, I'm like that in the shooter and got no fucking proof of it. No history, no track record. I'm out here and I accept challenges too for anybody that got anything to say about the podcast. Now, hasn't nobody challenged us to shit yet. You know, you ponies out there that want to screen record and call me unhinged. Yeah, goddamn it, you're right. I am unhinged. I'm a reflection of America. Motherfucker crazy. Unhinged. Unpredictable.
I love that line
never
of
know,
a reflection of
you know?
America.
I'm a reflection of where the fuck I'm from, and I'm a reflection of my environment, and I'm proud of it, man. But
and those,
but yeah,
I mean, you
man,
talk
shout out
about
to
those
Overwatch.
PlayStation toxic fans because they are
Mhm.
they're the toxic side of it.
The most
They
toxic.
are also a reflection of PlayStation and what PlayStation has
Exactly.
like done with the
Mhm.
industry around turning them into like this elite game. So they have this chip on their shoulder,
Mhm.
and that's what they think. And I'm like, gaming's for everyone, guys.
Definitely, it's for everyone.
Regardless of whether you choose to play. But as a consumer, you have to respect yourself and your own dollar as much as
Mhm.
paying attention to the companies that don't do that, and then
Yep.
putting money where you think where you feel like you're going to be valued. Yeah, and I don't feel like
Definitely.
I would be valued in the PlayStation community with
Not
my
at
dollar,
all.
so I have chosen not to get a PlayStation this generation
Mhm.
currently. And I was going to get a PS5 at the beginning of the generation, and I decided not to.
Yep, and nothing is wrong with that. It's no reason to own one right now. For me personally, that is changing. See, I'm a gamer, and I can be honest, right? I've been wanting to play Returnal from day one, but is it worth going to spend $500 on? No, it is not. Right? I want to play Stellar Blade, looks dope, but it's not worth spending the money on. Now, for me, I'm a survival horror fan junkie. Alan Wake 2, one of my favorite games of all time. Dead Space.
That's where you and I differ.
Yeah, see, that's where we
worse.
differ.
I'm a
And
wuss.
I loved Resident Evil. I like Resident Evil Within. I played a lot. I never beat either one of them, but I played a lot of it on my PS4 last generation. But I love Last of Us. I love those type of games, right? So with that being said, I am excited for Silent Hill remake. Right, I played the shitty Silent Hills growing up. That's one that I didn't play. For one, like I said, I'm 25. You guys can do the math. I wasn't playing certain games back then. I was like, I'm not going to cap on here like I have. But that's why, like I said earlier, right, I'm pro remakes and remasters when it makes sense. Now, I will admit that game looks ass. It's clunky, right? It's Bloober Team. Bloober Team, I was not a fan of the Medium. I beat that, and I'm so proud of that achievement, right? Because, Jesus Christ, that game was horrible. Bloober Team is not that good. I feel like they should have went anywhere else but them. They really should have just threw Capcom a bag and said, yo, let's split these profits. But I guess they somewhat competing anyway with Resident Evil and Silent Hill as far as survival horror, right? Even though it's no competition there. But I'm excited for that, so I would definitely be getting a PS5, you know, down the road, maybe a PS5 Pro or what you call it, PS5 remastered. So
yeah, PS5 remastered.
I would definitely check that out. Now, sadly, we got it's nothing to rush over there for. You know what I'm saying? So, now, sadly, you know, we got now. Gratefully, we got 185 people in here, but sadly, this is the Nintendo part of the show, so we got to talk about the Nintendo Direct. You know, me personally, I mean, it's some cool. They got a better roadmap than PlayStation, and that's my stance. All trolling aside, I held off on the Switch, so I'm waiting for the Switch 2. Right, so they did show some cool things. I think the Metroid game looked at very dope. They showed a bunch of niche ass JRPGs. You guys know how I feel about that, right? I'm not some huge JRPG fan. I'm yet to really connect with any of them per se. It is a few that I played where it kind of got me, but the hooks don't hook me in like a Skyrim, like a Fallout, like a Bethesda RPG. You know what I'm saying? Or Witcher, or Cyberpunk. You know, so you know, they show some dope stuff. You know, a lot of those games is going to PlayStation, but not going to Xbox. You know, you can really argue that the Nintendo Direct was the PlayStation Direct as well, because a lot of their games is going to PlayStation as well, right?
A lot of the games they showed fit so perfectly for handhelds as well, and
definitely,
the fact that you connect it up to a TV just so much easier. I am Zelda fan through and through. Like, I have a shelf just dedicated to like different links up behind me. And I think it's interesting that you're going to be able to play as Zelda for once in a game that is titled after her, but you always play as Link. Like, I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. Like, but I think it's interesting around that. Like, I don't know about the game mechanics. Like, some of that didn't quite hit home with me, but like, I'm still open-minded enough to be like, it's a Zelda game, and they don't really miss with those games. They wouldn't be putting out a game that doesn't have a fun gameplay loop and that you would get bored playing, because they've got such a big history of delivering all these titles over the last 30 odd years, and I just don't see them going to trip up now I feel like
Yeah.
there's more to this that they haven't shown.
Mhm.
I'm excited for it. I liked Metroid as well.
Yeah,
Metroid
I
as
think
well.
it looked pretty good. Yep.
That looked really
Yep.
good. And like the Nintendo World Championship NES edition, like some of those games, I love it. I mean, I have a NES, but like I will still probably pick this up anyway. I
Yep.
will just say it was really good to see Lego Horizon Adventures on their showcase after it had been
Yeah, I
shown.
love that. Yep.
I was like, it was shown at the PlayStation State of Play, and now it's shown
Mhm.
here, and it was just nice to see that. There's just
And
so
I
many
bet that game sell
Stray
better on
going.
Switch than it will on PlayStation.
Yeah, Stray going. Luigi's Mansion 2, if you're a Luigi Mansion
Yep.
2 fan.
Stray was a really good game.
I feel like it was a solid Nintendo Direct, and it was solid around like if you're a Nintendo fan and if you like these games and if you like to play in handheld as well, there was nothing wrong with this. And for people trying to say like it dethroned the Xbox showcase,
Stop it.
I don't.
That's
think
where my
so.
beef come in at. Like, come on with the nonsense.
Let's
not just be for real. Let's be fucking for real. Cut it out. That's like, come on, man. That shit was a fucking 45-minute.
I think I enjoyed it more than the Summer Keeley's one.
Oh, for sure. I enjoyed it more than the State of Play, and I barely watched it. But
I mean, you couldn't not enjoy it more than the State of Play. Like,
yeah.
Soul, was there anything that really stood out with you? Like, did you have a rating for it? How did you feel about this Nintendo showcase?
You know, I'm not gonna pull them up this time. I'm not gonna pull them up because there were a couple of titles that like
nah, put them up. One for you, one for me. Put them up, man. I only give one shit, and it sounds like you only give one shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I only give one. I give one. Right now, and even though I'm saying that, and my math is not gonna math, but I did think that the Mario game with Luigi looked dope.
Oh, the brothers one?
Yeah, that
even the art style, Mario and Luigi brothership.
The art direction was fire.
I agree.
And Nintendo does not miss when it comes to those games. That's going to be dope. I like the fact that after 30 plus years of Zelda games, we actually get Zelda as a lead character. Now,
thank you.
I thought that was dope as hell as well. Especially when Princess Peach is going to have her game after all these years as well. So I think the timing of this is awesome. And I think, again, representation, right? Now, my pushback on that is that as much as I love different art styles, I'm not going to say that I wanted this one to be in the same vein as Breath of the Wild, but I would have loved to have seen a little bit of a different art style for the Zelda game, not the Mario game.
Appreciate you, Riz.
I agree.
You know, I like it, but it's like, okay, give me something fresh. Give me something new. It feels
more grounded in reality, right?
Yeah, I wanted to see a little something. It didn't have to be super gritty, but I thought this would have been a great opportunity for that. So that's just me personally with that particular game. The brothers, Zelda, and of course, yo, I keep mad props. Let me tell you something. I've bought those consoles on Zelda and Metroid alone.
Yeah.
I've bought those consoles on that. Now,
that's why I got a 3DS. That's for all Ocarina.
Exactly, right? So, with that being said, I told you Justin Bailey, huge fan, Metroid. I hope I get to see some third-person gameplay. I have been dying for that. And let me tell you why, Nero. Because when I saw Returnal, I said, damn it, this is what Metroid needs to be. It needs to be third person, kind of open. She can jump around. latch on to things. She might not be able to do the spinning attack like from the older games and whatnot, but man, she can get like a grappling hook, you know, change it up a little bit, have her do some of that, have the Zero Suit Samus where she's running around with the pistol, like the little laser joint. I said, when I saw Returnal and I saw how pretty that game looked and the mechanics, actually pretty dope, pretty fire, I said, okay, now I can see how Nintendo could go in a totally different direction, you know, go from first person with the Prime. And I know that's the Prime series. I understand it's the Prime series, but I would have loved to seen a change where you get the third person, because we had a pseudo third person side scroller. Which one was that? Gosh dog it. It was okay. I can't remember which one it was. We kind of had that pseudo one and it was okay. But I really want to see them take this in a different direction. And this is the same thing I really want to see with Halo.
Yeah, same, man. Same.
Kind of tired of Halo in first person, and I've been there from day one. So hey, don't shoot the messenger. I just want to see something different. If you're gonna keep Master Chief in first person, let's get Locke. Where is he? What's going on?
Yep. Where is he, man?
We found where is he? What's really going on? What's going on with the team? You know, so can we get something in third person? Can we take the lore in a different direction? So I was hoping to see that Metroid Prime was going to be stepping away from the Prime as far as the first person, but it looks good. It looks good for what they're probably going to be able to push on the Switch 2, and so I'm excited about it. Outside of that, there was nothing else there for me on the games that I like to play. Right? Yeah, there wasn't anything there for me. But now, with that being said, I can be very objective and say the show was dope. Now, was it better than Xbox? To take an E3 title that doesn't even exist? Not even close. Not even close. That's just pure disrespect for those people who are saying that you know. But it was a dope. It was a dope show. It kept me entertained. The state of play. There wasn't much there to make me say, you know what? Let me dust this bad boy off. There wasn't anything that made me say, let me dust it off. Not at all. So I hate to kind of go back to Sony, but there wasn't anything there. Nintendo had some stuff there that made me say, you know what? I will, because they don't give you discounts. I said, I will pay full price for this, and maybe this. The maybe is the Zelda. The for sure is the Mario and the Metroid. Yes. Zelda is my maybe. And that's only because it's going to take time to play that. Well, Metroid will take time too, because it's a lot of traversal. But Zelda, you gotta, and we got enough of that going on. I gotta finish Dragon Age, like I said, and we're about to have all these other Avoweds and Starfields with the Shattered Space and all this other stuff.
Still haven't finished Dragon Age. I've got over 150 hours in that game. Exactly. Dragon Age 3.
So I will need a palate cleanser, and maybe that's the Mario Brothers, and maybe it's Metroid, you know. But it was a dope show. I mean, I can say it wasn't for me outside of those, but the show was fire. Now, was it Xbox fire? Nope.
No. Nah. I will say this though, right? It was definitely the second most fire.
Oh yeah,
Xbox, and that's a huge feat. Way better than the Summer's Game Fest. Way better than the State of Play. I will say this: I don't own a Switch, but every single year, Nintendo showed me a reason why I should own a Switch, and I see why they sell so well. My whole perspective
waiting for the Switch 2, aren't you? Though
I'm waiting for the Switch 2. Like I'm like I waited this long. Why go out? And I'm sorry, I'm not like I take pride in it. I'm kind of a graphic whore. I don't want to go play 480p 18 frames per second games. Like I just give me some better hardware. You know these other handhelds is holding it down. The Steam Decks, the Rallies, and all those other things, right? So I'm like, yo, when the Switch 2 come, guess what? I'll be out there. I hope it's backwards compatible because Switch put out a lot of, for this generation of Switch games, they put out a lot of good games. Even that Paper Mario remake game, I'm not too familiar with that. That art style looked amazing. Like I'm a sucker for good art styles and good sound design. So, you know, if you guys got any games in Game Pass that you think I haven't played, and I played a lot, but if we got good music and art design, recommend it to me. I definitely will play it.
There's a game I really do want to play, which reminds me of the art style of the Zelda game in a way, is the Plucky Squire.
Oh my God. I cannot wait.
I'm
I
like,
cannot
yes,
wait. I'm
yes,
shutting it. Look here.
yes.
This might be unpopular, but I am shutting it down for the plucky Squire. I
Oh,
love
it
what they're
looks,
doing.
it looks
That
so
game is
good.
gonna be dope. That you know
Yep,
what? I think that's Panda. I think that is going to be on the level
everything.
of Psychonauts 2.
Oh,
Psychonauts 2
yeah.
was such
Mm.
a fun and engaging game for me. It was
Forgive me, guys. I have to
wonderful.
finish that. I have to finish that.
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
at
it's
the
dope.
part where you're cooking. I'm at the part where you're cooking, and that kind of turned me off. I'm like, yo, what is this shit?
Oh, no, that's a dope
Yeah,
level.
I know it is. I know it is.
It's a
But
dope
it's just when I
level.
got there, I was like, yo, what am I supposed to be doing here? Like, I hate looking up stuff, but I'm gonna just go ahead and get back in there and do that. Definitely gonna do that. But shout out to Nintendo. Shout out to the Nintendo fans. And once again, this is no shade towards Nintendo or their fans, because their fans wasn't the ones saying it was better than Xbox. Their fans don't give a fuck. Their fans just game. Their fans be
Yeah.
happy to get their games and leave it at that. It's the media and Sony fanboys trying to use anything as ammunition to tear down Xbox, which is not going to work. But I'm extremely excited for the Switch 2. I will be there to get that day one, and I will be playing that and finishing it. Yeah, Reese. Yo, Reese. Yeah, fuck off, Reese. Reese has been telling me for the last year and some change to finish Psychonauts 2. I promise I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go ahead and knock it out this week before the next podcast. That'll be my thing. I'll do. I'm gonna install that now. Panda, I'm not sure if you wanted to touch on one more topic, or I don't know
I
when
think
you
I
was.
really just, I mean, we're looking at time. I think the last topic
Uh-huh.
was just very quickly just PlayStation not attending Gamescom. I'm like, I know
Definitely.
we've got to feed the panda, guys. We've got to feed the panda. So
Yeah.
we can't get through some of our other ones. Like, we're gonna quickly Major Nelson joining Unity. Well done, good job. Because I know he
Well
loves
done.
the
Yeah, I
gaming
didn't have
industry.
too
Like,
much to say about that either. Like, well done to him. I do like him though. I will say that.
I do. Him and his
Yeah,
white
yeah.
gloves.
Major Nelson's
Love
always
the
seemed
Yeah.
like
white
a really nice
gloves.
dude.
Look
So-
at our animation, guys. Look at the panda down there eating. We're gonna tweak it to make it red, but shout out to Retry for that dope animation, yo.
Feed the panda.
Feed the panda. The only ways y'all can keep Panda when it get this late due to the time zone is to keep super chats so she can like not go anywhere. But besides that, you know, we can't hold her hostage too much. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's because like by this time it's like I get hangry because it's like lunchtime.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's after
I'm
lunch,
sure
actually.
our fans understand, man. That time difference is definitely a legit thing, and you guys probably can't tell, but I was definitely a bit hungover. I got lit yesterday. Now, shout out to everyone around the world. This heat wave has been crazy. I'm in Carolina. It's gonna be 90 and 100 degrees all
Send
for
it
next
down
weeks.
south.
We get ours
the
next
southern
week.
hemisphere.
We
Like
get ours
it's
next
winter
week.
down here.
It's always hot in Texas in the summer, man. So
Man.
you know,
I like
when-
that cool
when-
weather though, Panda. I'll move out there. Shit.
Yeah, when y'all complain about heat around the country, I'm like, man,
I'm a
it's always
Buffalo
hot down
baby.
here in Texas. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, it is what
I
it
mean,
is. But I feel
even
for
my
y'all.
hometown, Buffalo, New York, is getting hit with a crazy heat wave right now. It was literally 100 degrees, 107 real feel today. One of my homies had texted me and told me. So that's absolutely crazy, yo.
No
But
doubt.
yeah, I think the last topic I really want to talk about, and Sol, I'll get your thoughts on this. What are your thoughts on Sony for the 5th year in a row not attending Gamescom? Does it matter? Should they be there? You surprised? What are your thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
You don't give two shits?
I don't even give 2 shits. But let me
don't
give
give
you
it
my
2
2
shits.
I don't give 2 shits, but let me give you my 2 cents, right? So they don't have shit to show.
Mm-hmm.
Why go somewhere and you don't have anything to show? Look here, man. They're about to go to a party and can't even put on some good clothes.
Facts. Hey, god damn, what an analogy! Like, hey, I love that.
Analogy.
I love that. Hey,
So
new
sometimes
analogy
you know,
king right here. Watch out, Larry.
sometimes you gotta know, you gotta know when to hold them. You gotta know when to fold them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so they just they're best that they probably want to stay at home. They have nothing to show, nothing. I mean, what are they gonna do? Give us baby steps?
Right.
I mean, real talk. I mean, so and you know what's so crazy about baby steps? Baby steps could wind up being fire. But it's just not something that the big majority of PlayStation gamers want to see. It wasn't something I wanted to see. But I said to myself, I bet those physics in that game are going to be fire. But it won't do worth a damn because nobody's going to play it because it's not in the same vein of what they normally play. They might play it because it's third person, but then that's it. So they're staying at home, man. They have nothing to show. It's a shame for their fans who are looking for something. Things are really dry right now. But see, you know, if they would play nice and they were, you know, a little bit nicer on timelines, they might have some of us who might feel a little sympathetic, you know, and share some love with them. But they get no love because they're the loudest of that small little minority about those games that they get over there, man. And so, you know, I hate it for the fans who have invested into that console. I'm not even gonna say ecosystem because I don't call it that. I don't even know what kind of community they really have.
calls it at this point because they don't even know what they're doing there.
I don't even know what they call it, you know, and it's disappointing for those folks who are really looking for that one thing to say, man, you know what? Could you imagine just buying that console and there's shit coming out?
Well, honestly, what about the rumors of the secret showcase that PlayStation doesn't even know that they're delivering a showcase in September? It's so secret, even PlayStation don't know. The PlayStation
What are they going to show?
Remaster.
What are they? Okay, let me just say this. I'm looking at something right now. This is on my screen. Stop me when you get tired and bored. Call of Duty Black Ops, Indiana Jones, Gears of War E-Day, Doom Dark Ages, Avowed, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred, Flight Sim, shout out to Black Viking, he loves that shit, World of Warcraft, Dragon Age. The more I watch it, the more I like it.
I agree.
Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, I think we must have the marketing to that one because you keep seeing it.
We always have the marketing.
That's going to be, you heard it here first. Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to be a better game than Ghost of Tsushima, but continue.
Say, Stalker 2, for what they've been dealing with, wow. Let me tell you something. I wasn't even looking at Age of Mythology. I might have to get
I want to check that out.
I agree.
I might have to
get the same thing.
Hold on, but it doesn't stop there. Let me continue. Fable. I'll pause for our brethren, our pony brethren over there. A moment of silence. Let me come back. Mixtape, Fire, Perfect Dark, Expedition 33. I will not play those types of games, but guess what? I'm playing that damn Expedition 33 because I just like Elden Ring to the Souls, that is going to introduce me into that genre right there. South of Midnight, Shattered Space, State of Decay, Wu Shang. Hey man, look here. We don't have Wukong, but we got Wu Shang. You know,
that's the better Wu.
And that might be the better Wu.
RP Pop Smoke.
The better Wu right there.
Back,
Elder Scrolls, Gold Roll, Metal Gear Solid, Fallout 76, Life is Strange, Sea of Thieves, Atomfall, Flintlock next month, Winter Burrow, Frag Punk. That was interesting with the card play in Mecha Break.
That looked better than Concord.
What do they have to show that's going to even touch that right there?
Not a damn thing.
I mean, if you want to list it out.
Exactly.
Like Astrobot and what else?
What are
Lego? A fucking Lego game? Like,
so let's look at it like this. We know there's some games that were shown in that showcase that are going to be on multi-platform. We know that, right? We know that. Are they going to just run that back again? That now folks know that a lot of those that are going to be multi-plat are also going to be in Game Pass day one.
Yeah.
So again, what are they going to
They've got
show?
Nothing. Because
nothing to show.
I find it interesting that is the conversation where people are trying to, I guess, convince themselves and damage control and try and talk about like that games are like where you play games is at PlayStation. But there's nothing. You can't damage control that. Yes, there's this PS5 Pro apparently that's rumored and people are like, it's definitely a thing. I'm like, well, until they announce it, it's not a thing. Until they announce it. And like, if you're going to announce it, wouldn't you want to make sure that you have a slate of games for that? Or if they do announce it, all they would be doing is announcing like we're making it like it's better frame rates and so on and so forth. There's going to be nothing as a tangible result. I wouldn't even go a PS5 Pro. I would just go skip that, go straight to a PS6, start a new generation off fresh. And so the people who are like, there's going to be a secret, there's going to be a showcase in September. I'm like, no,
not gonna happen.
What? Like, they're not showing to Gamescom for a very specific reason because they've got nothing to show at Gamescom.
Nothing at all. Yo, can I say this? Like, I agree with Soul. I agree with Panda. They have nothing, but I could throw something that Sony should have done and should be doing, but they're not because they're dumb and they're always late. But they could have came to Gamescom and announced Returnal coming to Xbox. You know, porting over Returnal, porting over maybe something like a Days Gone or a Ghost of Tsushima. You know, you put it on PC. Why not put it on Xbox? You can still make a presence. You know, you can say it's going over there. We got to pay full price the same way y'all got to pay full price for Call of Duty. You know, well, y'all got to pay full price for your own games too. You know what I mean? That's so we're not used to that. But
you saw the reaction when Xbox announced the 4 games going to PlayStation and what it did to the Xbox community. Imagine what it would do to the PlayStation.
Almost made Tim Dog jump off a bridge, man. I'm happy he's still like he calmed down. And
but, like, imagine the community if they were like, all right, so it's not like because that's how they talk to themselves. Like, what is it? MLB The Show wasn't a PlayStation decision, so that is why it was okay to end up on Game Pass. But it's like, fuck, it was on Game Pass. Like, PlayStation don't love you enough if they don't put it on their own subscription service. And then they're like, oh, well, Lego is the reason why it's going to be on the Switch and going to PC day and date. And I'm like, but PlayStation had to be in the negotiations for the contracts to be signed to agree to this because it's their right. So if you think that PlayStation wasn't involved in any way, shape, or form, you're fucking delusional as far as I'm concerned. It's just, that's what it is. And I'm just like, they would lose their minds if more games started going over to Xbox.
But that's what we need, man.
With games going to PC, that is a real struggle for them.
Yeah,
but a pill to swallow.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, they don't buy games like they should. They're not Nintendo. They attach base and they sell games copies so don't match, you know, the numbers of consoles that's out there in the market. You know, a lot of people are still mostly playing on PlayStation 4, so. You know, I think Sony at some point, you know, every other company is opening their eyes. You know, you got Square Enix putting both Octopaths in there as soon as they announced that they terminating that exclusive deal they got going on with Sony. You know, I mean, everybody is starting to realize, like, yo, Xbox is not going to be one of them platforms that's worth skipping out. Like, you know, you got the Wukong, and that's a small, you know, Asian studio, I think a Chinese studio. So it's not surprising that they took a little money from Sony and the crew. And, you know, I just hope it was worth it. You know, I hope it was worth it. And I don't really got too much to say on that last topic besides I'm not surprised. Like, you know, they don't have anything to show. I mean, it is what it is. Now, what I do want to say, though, before we, you know, get out of here and you know, say the goodbyes and whatnot, I do want to say thank you all for coming here. Right now, we had, I'm pretty sure we had over 200 people in here at one point. Right now, we at 66 likes on YouTube. In honor of Retri and what he got going on, show him love. Most of our views on YouTube sometimes come after the fact, like throughout the week, people are listening and watch. If you made it this far and you made it to the end, hit that like button, man. Let's try to get this episode to 100 likes for the brother, man. Feed the panda some likes. You know, I want to say, man, thank you so much to Soul. I really appreciate you, brother. It's always nice to put a face and voice behind, you know, the Twitter accounts or wherever we meet. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, brother. It was honestly a pleasure. Shout out to your daughter. Let her know that Next Gen Nero said she has more passion than anybody working at Sony right now. And she should really take pride in that. She should really take pride in that, yo. And I also want to shout out to our community, man. We got one of the best communities in gaming and in podcasting, in my humble opinion. I love you guys, everybody that come out and support and show love. And Retri, yo, shout out to you, brother. I love you. I hope everything is going okay with the family. You know, take as much time as you need. We're here. We are a team. We got this. Next man up mentality. Definitely. And last, I'm sorry, because it's kind of long-winded, but guys, I don't know if y'all know, because a lot of y'all probably don't, but we do more than just this podcast on the channel. I have started putting all my reviews here first and foremost. They still go to my personal page like a couple days later, but this is where we're monetized. Hey, Jay Duke know how to keep Panda here. I knew somebody would, yo. Shout out to my brother Jay Duke with the $1.99 super chat. Great show, man. Oh, my bad. Yeah, shout out to Jay Duke.
It was my fault.
Great show. We appreciate you, man. Definitely was a banger show, yo. But what I was saying is, I just reviewed Still Wakes the Deep. After we finish this, go check it out on the channel right here. It's spoiler free. Drop a like. I try to put a lot of time and effort into these reviews. I reviewed Starfield. I reviewed the Alan Wake DLC. I'm going to be reviewing Flintlock next month. Path of the Goddess. All the games that come to Game Pass, I will get around to reviewing it. So, stuff like that. We all claim to hate IGN. Well, look, here we are. We got people that actually is passionate about these games. Don't get no money from this. It's just from pure passion. You know what I'm saying? Pure passion wins out every time. So check out the reviews, cut the notification bell on. I'm going to be reviewing the final season 3 as well soon. So yeah, we doing a lot here, man. We want to become everybody one-stop shop for all Xbox and Game Pass news, man. Retro be going crazy with his Game Pass monthly and weekly videos, yo. How he keep, everybody updated with what's coming in Game Pass. Those are some of the most well edited and time, and love put into those videos for sure.
Nero's aiming for a pay rise.
Hey, that shit. I know that's right, man. You better do what you gotta do.
Yo, Panda knows me too fucking well, yo. I've been exposed, yo. I just want some Game Pass, yo. Shoot it over.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hey, so where can everybody find you? So,
Hey, first of all, thank you guys for having me. I had a ball, for this to be like my first officially full show. Kind of dibbled and dabbled and jumped in some community stuff before, man. But this was great. This was awesome. You guys were very warm and welcoming. FarQ, I hope that you got your fill of this bald-headedness in place of Retry. I have no Retry.
Yes, sir. Had to make a last minute sub.
I got my glasses. I'll give you a little Retry right here, but that's all I can do for you.
Sir.
I had a great time. Thank you for having me. This was really, really fun. You can find me on Twitter. I'm easy to find. It's the same handle that you see there. Now, if you do, look me up and find me on the Xbox. Take out the W, and I got sold Xbox, man. They only give you so many characters, so I dropped the W, and you can find me there right now. I'm playing a lot of Diablo. I'll be jumping back into Dragon's Dogma, Shattered Space, all that good stuff when it's dropping. But you can find me there, man. I'm on Twitter. I talk just a little bit. I'm really quiet, I try to keep to myself a little bit. But I like to graze, but I'm in there. I hope to see some new faces and whatnot. And hopefully maybe one day I can get back on here and spend some good time with you folks again. I've had a great time.
Yes, sir. You definitely would be coming back.
Definitely get you back on. Brother. You've been fantastic.
Now, Panda, now you said you play Diablo, right?
I fucking love Diablo.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to, look here. I am on summer. Break. Okay, well, look, I'm on summer break. So I have time right now. I'm
just hit us in that Discord, yo, for sure.
Okay, no doubt. Well, we need to make that happen.
A barb at the moment, but I got my level 100 necro, and I'm leveling up a barb at the moment.
Okay, I'm about to get 100. I'm about to try to. I hit 100 with my Twisting Blade rogue, but I'm about to focus on. I wanted to do an ice mage or an all fire mage.
Oh, man, ice mage,
yeah, I know, right? And try to get to a level 100 with that as well. So,
yeah,
definitely, man. Definitely, y'all make sure y'all shoot Soul a follow. I'm definitely gonna add you on Xbox. So it's I got Soul, but just without the W on Xbox.
Drop the W, baby. Drop.
Okay, but mine is J Marley TV as well. So if you get to me first, J Marley TV. For anybody in the chat that now look, I will say this: if you add me on Xbox, please, and same thing with Twitter, let me know where you come from. Nero, Marley. I go by either one. I come from the podcast. I come from YouTube. I came across your review. I came across your Twitter. Let me know. I will add you. We can chop it up. We can game. We can do all that together, especially Twitter. I'm not Hollywood, but I like to keep my timeline clean and free of the fuckery. You know what I'm saying? But if you
Right.
support me, if you're subscribed to my YouTube channel or this YouTube channel, or just, you know, you really support what I do, and I don't follow you back on Twitter, yo, bro, just let me know, bro. Even if you got to come in my mentions and be like, hey, I followed you from such and such. I'm not Hollywood, you know, but I will say I gotta see what you're looking like. If you just somebody that I don't feel like it's worth following because you don't post game or you don't talk about game, or you just, I'm sorry, but I don't get on Twitter to see a bunch of politician shit, but a bunch of politics I'm here for. So there's no shade to people, but I try to keep my peace. That's going to be the outro message. Protect your peace, protect your mental health, protect your well-being, protect your energy. Yo, Panda, where can everybody find you?
Oh, you know, at the popcorn stand eating. I'm kidding. Just feeding myself. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Xbox. And you can find me here at the moment. That's about it at the moment. I've just had things come up, and so my capacity to do things is less than I would like. And so that means like looking after myself means if I want to relax, and I'm gonna play games. So I'll be on Xbox all the time. I'm always on Xbox. Yeah, that's where you can find me. Pretty boring, basic, just basic bitch.
and last thing, because I've seen a lot of people be texting me, like, listen, my Xbox gaming headset broke. I got a real life shit going on, so that's not my priority is replacing a gaming headset. I got more important things and stuff to focus on, right? But Discord makes up for that. You jump in Discord, I can be on my MacBook. We can talk. It's just like being in a party. So, you know, make sure you join our gaming Discord. Follow me on Twitter, what you see on the screen, Panda, Retri, follow Soul. DM us if you need an invite to the Discord. Everybody is welcome, whether you're a PlayStation fan, Nintendo.
Yep.
We're building a family. We're also about supporting each other. So when you come in the Discord, don't feel ashamed to plug in your YouTube, your Twitch, whatever you're doing. You might not know. You might just find your new #1 fan in our community. We're all about supporting each other.
If you haven't tried it yet, I will highly recommend this, and I keep recommending it, is please try Hypercharged. If you haven't tried it yet,
yeah,
I
definitely.
recommend it is a really fun game.
Definitely.
And Soul, if your daughter hasn't played it yet, I recommend Tinykin. It's such a good indie game.
I have that one. It's been on my list for a while, and I just haven't started it.
It's so good.
I'll let her know.
It's one of those easy cruisies type games where, like, oh, so much fun.
It was something I was going to play. I mean, so yeah, most definitely.
She'll love it.
Speaking of Hypercharged, man, I just want to say shout out to Yobi. He hooked us up for their pod to give away a few codes of Hypercharge, and one of the people that won DM me, and they was dealing with the loss of a family member. And I don't want to put their name and their business out there, but they was dealing with the loss of a family member, and they won the code. They got the code out the chat. They redeemed it, and they said being able to play that game and experience that to take their mind off of the grief they was going through meant a lot to them. So that is why we do what we do. This community is amazing. So shout out to Yobi for blessing us like that. I personally, I'm not going to speak for Panda. I'm not going to speak for Retro, but me personally, as my life situations improve and I bounce back from what I've been going through, I do want to give back to the community. So I personally, I'm not going to speak for nobody else, but me personally, I would love to do giveaways in the future. I love you guys. We got some big plans for around here, man. Just stick around. You guys is here early. We only 15 episodes in. We're growing. We're maturing. We're learning. What more can you ask for, man? We're better than IGN. That's all I need.
I love it. Love it.
Fuck IGN, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's head out. Thank you again. And Nero said it till he's blue in the face. We really appreciate you, everyone in the chat, all of our guests we've had, everything that we do here is done out of a place of love and just a joy around talking about games with people who also enjoy talking about games. I don't have that in my life outside of when I jump on Xbox and when I do the podcast. People are not as invested in gaming around me as I am. So it's great that I can be part of a community where I can talk about people who love games as much as I do. And I feel like that is why we do what we do. We show up each week. We're here for each other. And we enjoy playing games as a community. So
it's deeper than gaming, man. I know, Panda, we got to go, but it's deeper than gaming, man. Like my brother Rizzy, I mentioned about being on the truck, on the road. I've known him for about 5-6 years now, man. We've witnessed each other go through different jobs, relationship things, health situations, all type of stuff. And I met this brother from playing Apex Legends on my PlayStation 4. We're now Xbox Series owners. We're still rocking out. We talk all the time. You know, my brother Reese, man. You know, my brother Yobi. He's had my back since. Let me tell y'all something, right?
Hello, sir.
When I was in my COVID coma, right, and I disappeared from gaming and shit. I'm in a coma, right? I disappeared. My homies called every hospital. They knew I was in Buffalo. They didn't know what hospital I was in. They didn't even know what was going on. They called and found out and called all around to find out what was going on with me and if I was okay, if I was still alive. This is game people I met through gaming. That's why I tell people it's deeper than games, man. It's love, man. It's community, man. It's building. You know, that's why I take this so passionate, man. That's why I say fuck IGN every chance I get, because they bias and they are single-handedly ruining gaming journalism. But I say all that to say, I love you guys. We can catch y'all in the next one, man.
We are out. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody, and thank you. Thank you. All right. Bye.
All right, y'all be easy. Holla.